Last time, an unlikely and very conspicuous party of travelers made their way across the spine of the world to the frozen land of Icewind Dale. Upon arriving in the largest of the 10 towns, Bryn Shandir, the group of travelers went their own ways. I wrote this at 3 in the morning.
Clearly.
Went their own ways, exploring the town. A vendor, who isn't here, who had been ripped away from the work he had been doing regarding doctrine and dogma, was transferred here by the higher-ups of the Church of Lathander, under the pretense of offering aid to the locals. He met with the speaker of Bryn Shandir, Duvessa Shane, who welcomed this obvious newcomer to the area, and pointed out that all Morning Lord business would likely be conducted in the house of the Morning Lord and its head, Michonne. Michonne welcomed the new arrival with open arms and confusion at his unexpected arrival. Azura, having not only returned to the north but gone further now into town, explored the streets and visited an apothecary where the owner was surprised to see a white dragonborn after so many years. Cassian began to finally feel relief from his discomfort as he finally reached Icewind Dale. Despite his fatigue and expected worry for what comes next, he began to search for someone in need of a hero, navigating his way towards the Northlook Tavern and Inn. Anwir, having escaped her imprisonment and hitchhiked her way toward the north, wandered the town on the prowl for those she seeks or any signs of their presence, eventually arriving at Northlook as well. Thavia, having been rescued from the icy death of the tundra by some Goliath fisherfolk, managed to hitch a ride back to the frozen region. She explored the town and procured herself a map of the region. Eventually, all of the travelers converged at the Northlook, a rowdy yet flourishing tavern inn. They found each other again and began debating on the truly important things in life, such as what constitutes the deep end, shelves, how tall is tall, and what the hell is a Lathander. During this time, they also gave brief reasons as to their purposes here, knocked out a drunken resident of the town named Sean, and offered aid to a group of dwarves whose sled and supplies had been stolen by goblins. The party succeeded in retrieving the dwarves' stolen sled and goods, while noticing some of the goods don't quite line up with the rest. You commissioned some polar bears to bring you back to the town with the sled, and that's where we return. We return to just inside the gates where you have parked the sled. You've said your farewells to the polar bears who assisted you. Yeah. I said it to you guys.
Well.
Amazing recap.
I said it to you guys!
Thank you, polar bears.
Maybe we should return to the tavern for some respite after our difficult battle.
I would be more than happy for that.
Some more things to talk about at that table.
See if Sean's still there lingering.
No, fucking Sean. All right, yeah. You guys move through town. You return to... Look, let me see. I think I have a map token for this. Not Northlook itself, just the town, which you guys should see on Roll20. And then if I put this here, then you'll know where you are. That's a little big. Shrink that down.
We are a large portion of the town.
Oh,
We are the town.
Oh my god!
No.
And they found the particle effects again. Right, yeah. You return. The vibe here is slightly more busy than it was before. When you were here before, it was kind of early afternoon, so like lunch had ended, people had gone back to work or whatever. But now it is definitely evening, so you're kind of past the bulk of the dinner rush, but there's a bit more hustle and bustle here. As, day begins to turn to night. You don't see Sean. Sean is gone, or at least he's not on the floor anymore.
Good riddance.
Now he's definitely gonna make a comeback.
Oh,
He's gonna pop out of the
you
fucking
think-
trees.
Do you think I haven't made plans for Sean?
Oh
No.
Oh no, my septum ring.
Oh.
We're good.
Flavia's ring falls out of her nose.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna,
I'll toss it to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna take a seat and eat some goddamn bread.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, good rest.
Yeah.
You
A
take.
good solid rest.
You guys just turning in for the night? You taking a long rest or short rest?
I think a short rest would be appropriate.
Short rest is about an hour. Long rest is like actually going to bed for the
Is
night.
it nighttime?
It is. I'll say it's like probably 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Or no, I said evening, right? So it'd probably be like 8
Yeah.
o'clock. 9
We
o'clock.
should eat a good meal and
Yeah.
get the hay.
All right. I'll say you all turn in for the night. You all get. Do you guys split rooms? Do you guys get your own room?
We
As long as it's not with the itchy man.
yeah.
Exactly.
This is like the amount of feet I need to stay away.
They have like a yardstick they keep poking you with. All right. I'll say that depending on how the rooms are being split, each room, I believe, double check. I think money wise, each room is probably 2 silver. So yeah, anyone who wants to rent a room is going to be 2 silver for a room.
Hmm.
Didn't we get wasn't there gold I got off of one of the people?
I mean, it's in your notes.
Right, it's in my notes.
If you got cash, then I hope you wrote it down because I'm not overly paying attention to that.
I tracked it. I
know-
tracked it in my inventory, but I don't remember how much it was.
I know for a fact that they did drop cash. Each of the goblins had a little thing of I think copper on them, and then I think their boss had like a lot more on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little ones had
What is
copper.
the gold to
and they
silver
had copper.
conversion?
1 silver or 1 gold is 10 silver, and then it just goes all the way down like that. So 1 silver is 10 copper, 1 electrum is 5 copper, which is that's why nobody uses electrum.
Okay, and we'll
10 gold is 1 plat.
and we'll take the money from a goblin lady and use that to cover so everybody can have their own room.
Oh my god, sugar mama?
Right? Dang, that's crazy.
Well, we did
Uh.
have a team effort to help those people.
All right, yeah. You all turn in for the day. You go to your respective rooms. Those of you who are bunking together are, bunking together. Zaffin is actually going to go to the church because they have loggings. They have a room for him there. So I'm going to NPC him out of the equation.
Oh my goodness.
Can all of you roll initiative for me? This isn't anything intense. This is just a turn order thing.
This guy.
11.
Yeah, 7.
17. Fuck.
A 10.
Alrighty. So because you have a sugar mama, do you think? I'll say, Thavia, do you think you're in a room by yourself right now?
I know that she had mentioned so we can all have a room by ourselves, so I would assume that yes, but I wouldn't be objective to not bunking with someone.
Getting flashbacks. Flashes of what?
There's something else. Aries
okay.
only knows. Aries is the only one that understands.
The first time Blueful was asked this question, it didn't go very well for him.
You know what? I'm scared. Can I bunk with the dragon?
No. You've made your bed.
Can I bunk with the tiefling?
Which one?
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
No, I
Wait,
got
no, I'm
You
trying to
said the
figure out Kelly.
tiefling. Now you're in with the hammer.
Bro.
Oh, but I want to be with the wizard.
Fucking
I'm a
everybody wants to be with the wizard, it sounds like.
I'm gonna fucking cast light, so I got a night light. What the fuck?
Well, I can't find any eerie music.
Oh,
Thavia, you are here.
no. I'm here.
Now that you are at rest, warm, met some nice people, ate plenty of food in bed, you finally begin to relax. You made it. You made it. Civilization. Safety. But as you lay here, finally beginning to untense, a sudden question comes to your mind. A question so shockingly simple, it's horrifying that you are only thinking of it now. Why the fuck are you here of all places? Those fisher folk were headed back to Luskin. Your family has connections in Luskin. So why the hell are you in this frozen hellscape? In this shitstorm? Your thoughts are racing. The calm that had once seeped into you is now revitalized as panic. You try to calm yourself thinking about the warmth, but it just reminds you about the cold outside and the crew you lost. Those that fell asleep and didn't wake up, and your command to leave the bodies behind. They were too much extra weight. You see their sleeping faces turn bluer as they freeze solid. Heavy breathing. You're restless. You can't sit still. You begin pacing rapidly in your small room. You think about the people you've met, but it just reminds you of the crew you lost. How you once shared good times aboard the Dark Duchess, the name of your ship. How they struggled in the tundra. You remember watching them drop one by one, at first to hypothermia, then to beasts, then to animals. Panic sets in even more. You're breathing even harder now. Pace is so quick, they're basically a pivot. Head and hands. Head and hands and back and sweating. You think about the food you ate, but it just reminds you of the crew you lost. You remember the food you ate. How the stew and ale tasted like ash in your mouth. You remember the food you ate. How it could have been seasoned better. You remember the food you ate. How it was better than the stew and ale. You remember the food you ate. How it was so warm when you were so cold. You remember the food you ate. How it tasted so good after so long without. You remember the food you ate. And all of their names. You're pacing here. You're empty-handed. You've got nothing for you. Why are you back here? What is your goal? You can't go back empty-handed, can you? You'll lose so much standing if you come back with no men, no boat, and nothing to show for the expedition. This could solidify Aaron's claim to the family. Aaron is your brother. Erron. Hell, this could get you court-martialed. You recall a story. It's a stretch, but what else have you got? Long ago, your father made a venture to this region. And on that trip, he lost his finger. And the signet ring attached to it. That signet ring. Proof of heir to fortune. Proof that you should lead. How's Thavia feeling?
I want my emotional support dragon, bro. That was crazy. Fucking anxious. Fucking shaking, just like you said, sweating, like not good, sick to her stomach, ready to vom.
I'm sorry.
I guess as you are here alone in this room, having a very small panic attack about things that have happened, things that haven't happened, maybe you don't know what to do, maybe you're upset with how you feel about certain things, maybe it's numbness because there's too much going on in your brain. I think what I want to know most of all is how is she feeling, and based on how is she feeling now that she is here, now that she is she doesn't have to work on a ferry anymore, she doesn't have to survive the tundra. You're finally at a place where options are available, different avenues. So I'm wondering, how are you feeling? And because, or maybe despite how you're feeling, does Savia have even vaguely like a plan of action?
Slightly. I have one in mind. She's feeling outside of like all the bad shit, like determined to like get this fucking taken care of, get that ring, things along those lines. Especially that there's a druid that can talk to animals in the party.
So you're gonna try and look for the ring, basically.
Yeah.
Right on. So I will say that you recall about the story. It's a very long story. Your father told it to you when you were like kid. He told it to you was like a bedtime story in a way of like when he and a team were on an expedition to, you know, you don't exactly remember the details of this land. You just, I think you thought very highly of your father, yeah? Or am I wrong? So I think probably you best remember the story as he came up here to do hero thing. I don't know if you knew what your dad did when you were a kid, but your dad, that like you as an adult know that your dad was a general. Your dad was the head of your family. He was a very military man. And so I think that you kind of piece together like he led a team up here to solve a problem of some sort. You don't remember the details of it, but you know that he lost his finger. Something about losing his finger at a lake. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. And then let me look at those initiative rolls again. Game log. Cassian, you've eaten. You are bathed. You've, wet toweled yourself down, as there's not really a bath here. There's kind of a bath, but you'd have to pay more. And then you hit the sack. You go to bed. End of vignette. As you drift off to sleep, this is the first real good sleep you've had in a while. You begin to dream. You dream of that day, but you dream of it better. As you race through the wood with a party you assembled, some old friends, some new, you navigate the high forest much smoother. You don't hit as many obstacles as you did that day. You dream of being amped and ready for the fight ahead. You crack a crude but nerve-calming joke with Sven Goldax, your party's dwarven barbarian, who you have saved countless days with in the past. You reassess the plan with Jace Feldspar, the human rogue. You work to take down a crime syndicate with him in the past. You look onto the newcomers, whose goals aligned with yours for this quest. The Tiefling siblings, Neela and the Tiefling siblings, Neela the druid and Misha the cleric. You approach the cavern mouth, just like before. You see your target slumbering, its large green body dominating the space before you. One final look of reassurance to your party. They're gone. You turn back to see your target. Gone. The scenery around you begins to melt and darken until you are left in an inky black void. You feel a presence in the black, though. You turn, and looking down on you through the inky haze, you see two large, glowing green eyes, looking down on you as a hawk does a mouse. Well done, little mouse. You have reached Icewind Dale. But surely you did not think our wonderful relationship ended here, did you?
Kosirin.
Yes. Can you feel them, little mouse? Powers both divine and infernal are clashing here in these frozen wastes, vying for control, for purpose, for belonging. It is pathetic. They do not realize who this realm belongs to. The godly beings that truly walk this realm. Us. As he speaks, this toxic stench begins filling the void. But you remember this stench very well. What's the matter, little mouse? Not much for banter?
You've already ruined everything.
On the contrary, I'm here to fix that which has been ruined by these invaders, these outliers. I have a new task for you, Mal.
You want this
In
time.
what I want. In this frozen wasteland rests an object of my desire. It is a black orb, approximately 1 foot in diameter. I require it. You will retrieve it for me.
Can't do anything against you anyways.
Yes. I like a man who understands the intricacies of a business partnership. This object is called a tetherstone. It is of utmost importance that you retrieve it safely. Once you have it, simply keep hold of it. I'll be watching, little mouse. Do not disappoint me. The green eyes fade, and you are left in this blackness, floating there with your thoughts. You don't feel the presence, but it is this void. There's no dream anymore. It's just, you know you're asleep. You know that this is a dream. It has to be. It can't be anything else. But it doesn't feel like you're waking up yet. It feels like the dream still run its course. But this is all that it is. Just kind of a black, nothing void. There's like smoky haze going around. What is Cassian thinking?
I want to curse the fuck out of that dragon.
You just start. You're kind of floating. You're kind of swearing like a sailor.
Well, Cassian is very angered, mad that he has to do more bidding. And also, he's thinking in his mind that he wants to get this, get the toxic brand off.
Yeah. As your mind goes toward it, even in a dream, you feel that like you could feel its presence there, as if something was on your back and not in your back. Yeah, you kind of just float there, thinking, do you have? So you're feeling. You've said that you're feeling spiteful. Do you have like game planned? What do you think Cassian's next steps are going to be like when he wakes up? You know what? I'll even say that like you kind of just float here, thinking about your situation, cursing the dragon, something like that, and then you wake up. Eventually, you wake up peacefully. There was no like, you broke it out into a bit of a sweat, but that's fine. Nothing like you're sick or anything per se. Your back doesn't. It's not bugging you. You're not itchy right now. There's like a twinge of pain like as you sit up in bed because of it, but that's normal for what you've got going on there. Um yeah, I guess after all that time thinking to yourself in your dream, we know how you're feeling, but what do you think? Does Cassian know what his next steps might be?
Not entirely. He's still looking for the way to get it off, but he has no information besides sitting in Icewind Dale, and so it's mostly just kind of just searching for just a way to get the brand.
You're fully focused on the brand, yeah.
Yeah, and then also partially towards his requests, or not
Right.
his requests, but his commands.
All right. Yeah, you kind of just hang out in your room a little bit, and then we will go to our next in initiative, and we're
That's Anne to you.
Angela,
Not Angela.
Anne Hathaway,
No.
Where's Brad?
Anna Banana.
She's a banana.
Anne, you're in your room here at the inn. You are alone. For the first time since the cell, you are alone. And notably more comfortable here than the jail. This is not a bad no, this is not a bad inn. It's not 5-star, but it's at least 3 or 4. It's
3.5.
it's pretty good. Got a good Yelp rating.
There's an actual pillow. It's not just hay.
Correct. Though it's one of those hotel pillows, which I always feel like are too soft. Like there's not enough support. It feels like my head is on the mat still.
Oh, you gotta fold it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta fold it. You gotta fold it, but that, of course, that halves the amount of cold sides there are on the Um, and
Still
now
a
that
come
you are
up.
here, oh, go on. Yeah. What's up?
I said still a come up.
Oh yeah. So definitely an improvement. There are blankets here, so you can be warm or cold in bed, however you want. There's not really a need for air conditioning because of the location. You kind of just crack a window if you need be. As opposed to the cell, which was so cold and damp and dank that there was like niter forming on the walls. Yeah, definitely a glow up. Could be worse. Could be better, but could be significantly worse. I'm gonna say that yeah, you find yourself here alone. You've maybe this is the first moment to yourself you've had in a while. Like the first true moment to yourself. Like you were on the caravan with a bunch of walking around town. There was the occasional passerby in town. Then you went to like the tavern that had a bunch of people in it. But this is the first time in a while that you've kind of just had time truly yourself. Nobody's listening, nobody's watching, nobody's chasing, and you kind of relax. It's cozy. What is Anne feeling? And what does she have any plans going forward?
I think she's probably noticing how tense and like high strung she was feeling before, now that she can finally like relax and let go. She's gotta find a pencil and some paper so she can make her wanted poster. She's gotta track down her father. It's like number one.
All right. You take some time. You develop this wanted poster. It looks amazing. And I'm gonna say you go to bed for the night. You wake up in the morning. Nothing's happened. Nothing eventful. No dreams. but no nightmares either, which is a much much more pleasant than how it was in the jail cell, where the same dream over and over again. I'm gonna say you actually wake up a little earlier than everybody else. You go down. They have like simple breakfast meals. They have like porridge being served, porridge and bread, and water being served downstairs. No continental breakfast, but again, 3 stars. How do you think what do you think you're gonna do? Just start investigating for your father?
Yeah, sit down, eat, maybe on the side start crafting the poster. Or did I already craft the poster?
Yeah, whatever you want. I think
Okay.
you had a rough. Let's say you had a rough draft, and then
Draft upstairs. She's still working on it.
Sketching phase.
She looks very focused and borderline unapproachable because she's so focused on what she's doing while like in between bites of food.
The full George Costanza. Do you just do you localize your search to the tavern, or do you go out about into town? As you start searching, do you want to just focus on the tavern goers, or do you kind of want to investigate the town?
She'd probably just start with the tavern goers. She doesn't want to go far from her compatriots.
Alrighty. Give me 2 things. We're gonna do one, which is I'll let you either do persuasion, performance, or intimidation. You can do any of those to just give the vibe of how you are approaching people for their questioning. And then the second one I want you to do is a perception check.
Okay. My persuasion and my intimidation both have the same bonus.
Yes. So persuasion and intimidation are both charisma based, and so is
I feel like oh yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I'm gonna do intimidation, but she's not like trying to be intimidating on purpose. The hammer's doing all the work.
Yep. Very not short girl, but not hulking girl with a hulking hammer just strapped to her back, carrying around like it's nothing. The weight distribution is insane. Do you do it with like when you carry the hammer around? Do you carry it like the head of the hammer is toward the bottom, or is the head of the hammer like pointed upward? Like, where's the weight distribution on it? Or are you just carrying it in your hand?
I feel like she'd kind of drag it behind her. But like when she goes inside, she like takes care to lift it off the ground so she's not destroying the floorboards.
You drag it around like a kid in a blanket.
But she has no awareness of how heavy it actually is.
Oh, a normal person probably would throw their back out. They could probably lift it, but not like this. Not like that.
Yeah.
They certainly couldn't. They would lose power.
It's more of a blow-up hammer in her hands.
Yeah. Okay, a 10 intimidation check. You see that there's like a group of merchants that have been like passing through, like 2 dwarves and like an elf or half elven looking guy. Confirm she's actually Thor. How do you approach them with your 10 intimidation?
Oh boy.
It makes sense that 10 is the intimidation.
I think she's normal, but it's just the hammer.
Have you seen this man?
Yeah, have you seen this man?
And do the others know what the picture looks like?
I don't know. Hold on.
Have you shown the picture?
I'll put it. In general. Icewind Dale general. That's her grand masterpiece.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You see, like, the two dwarves squint at it, like, really hard, and try to, like, actually see. It's like, huh, maybe a couple of tieflings around these days. Is the one over what is it, Care Danver or something like that? I've seen a couple of them coming around here. There's one upstairs. And you think the one upstairs referring to is Nikki.
Mhm.
And then I will say the elf is kind of looking at it a little differently, focusing on other aspects of it. And they focus mostly on the tail. The tail, which also, you have the similar tail to it.
Mhm.
He kind of like eyes the image, and then eyes your tail, and then looks at you and is like, relative of yours you're looking for. Family member?
Father.
Oh, I see. He, you've lost him in a snowstorm, you were kidnapped, are you in need of aid?
I'm not in need of aid at the moment. She like swings the hammer over her shoulder.
He like somehow he like where he is on the table he didn't see it, and then you suddenly produce this massive hammer, and he's like he like leans back a little bit. I yes, I too true. I can't help but notice your tails are of a very peculiar shape for tieflings. No offense, it's purely academic. Is there, if it runs in the family, is it used as an insignia of some sort? And basically what he's asking is there something other than the image of your father, which doesn't look anything like a person, which doesn't look very good to him. He's trying to beat around the bush and say that if this isn't helpful.
Mhm.
Is there anything else we would use to recognize him or where he's been? And you know that your father and his business partner often marked any of their merchandise with a symbol that resembled your family's genetic tail.
Mhm.
And he's basically asking, like, is that, you also find it weird that he's pointing at the tail, like,
Mhm.
of all the things that could be something indicative of it belongs to my family, how did you know it would be the tail?
Yeah.
um so he's asking, like, is there any indication we would know that it is him, in case maybe he's not showing his face. Many people wear heavy scarves, hoods, and goggles around these areas.
Very fair. Uh, one moment. She's gonna like draw out the insignia of like the. She knows what her dad's like logo looks like. I'm sure. So she'll.
Yeah, you can
She'll use the
literally
back of
hold
the.
up your you can
Yeah.
hold up your tail,
Yeah.
or better yet, you could just like put your tail on the piece of paper and then just like
Yes.
trace your tail.
She's gonna do that on the back of the paper.
So you trace the tail. It looks like a very clean, traced thing, and you add the little embellishments that go with it to make it go from tail to insignia. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I've seen those area. We've been around this. We've been trading between the towns for quite some time now. We've seen some new players in town. Uh, over the last couple of months, we've seen various carriages and carts with this symbol." And he is kind of looking at his companions of just like, where was the last place we saw these? And then one of the dwarves says, right there. And he points out the window, and you see parked outside on the other end of there is a carriage that is being loaded with crates, supplies, goods, and very clearly emblazoned on the side of the carriage, kind of worn away from like being wind and weather swept, is your father's symbol. And you see that there's like a crew loading it.
Oh
Is
my god, I can't believe my eyes.
Would that be the one? Would that be the one, young lady?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, how we can help? They're kind of like they're still really kind of like eyeing the hammer. Like, what does this bitch want?
And she'll
It's 7 in the morning. We're trying to eat our breakfast.
thank you for the help. And she runs off with her paper and her hammer out the door.
You just immediately burst through the door. You sprint across the street. Across the street, you come across not just any carriage. You recognize this carriage. This carriage has been parked outside your house many times. This carriage belonged to, and I hate that you did this because now I have to say these names. Karis with a C. It is your father's business partner. For those who don't know, she decided to name her father and his business partner both Karis, spelled differently. So now I have to navigate that.
No.
That's wonderful.
Instead, it's like Johnson and Johnson.
It worked out really well for you, Aries.
Except at least Johnson and Johnson is the same spelling, so I can just. Well, actually, no. That would come in. That would be a
That would be
detriment for my
worse.
notes.
That would be
That
worse.
would be worse for my notes, but it would be easier for me being just like, yeah, it's Johnson. This is Karis's cart. This has been parked outside your house many times while he's waiting to pick up your father, while he's dropping stuff off to your father, while you've seen him leaving your house. You don't like him.
Mhm.
He's not a great guy. I mean, obviously anyone who works his dad probably isn't on the up and up. But as you walk across the street, it is parked like next to an alley between some buildings, and you see 3 sketchy looking gnomes loading this car. And you know that Karis, who owned this car, was kind of the doer to your father's planner. But you don't see him, just these 3 gnomes. Where's Karis? Why did these gnomes have it? And why were they loading it? And with what? And for where? And since when did you start having internal conversations like this? And why are you having me ask these rhetorical? They're right there. Go talk to them.
She's gonna run up to these sketchy looking gnomes.
Whoa, hey, back off. This is ours.
Where's the owner of this card?
Here. You see that one of the gnomes who's wearing like a little blue cap, and like a little blue cap and like a parka that fits him, but somehow, despite the parka, he still like flicks a collar out for him from his like shirt. Well, I happen to be the owner of this here cart. Pretty sweet ride, huh?
Grease lightning.
I have written these gnomes as I am going to try my heart. I have written these gnomes to be greasers.
She drops like the head of her hammer like down on the ground, so it, like thuds and like kind of rings out. I know the owner of this cart.
Cool. Give me an insight check real quick.
Okay.
$15. Cool. You see this gnome doesn't flinch at all to the hammer, but you you don't see him flinch. Facial expression completely the same, snide, cocky, like, that's pretty cool looking. You see his ass fully clenched. You see his muscles tighten, like, oh fucking shit. He's like, whoa, hey, we're just going about our business here. There's nothing to, what's your deal, lady? And then the other two gnomes start like, not surrounding you, but like flanking to his side, being like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
When did you acquire this cart?
Oh, yeah, who wants to know?
I'm asking.
Yeah, who's I'm? Would you like to make an intimidation check?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Would you like to fucking just bully these shitheads? I'll let you do it with advantage if it's not good. 13's fine. A 10 would have done it. You fucking like you just pick the hammer up again, and then you just like knock one of the wheels off the cart.
Yes. Perfect.
It's like, all right, look, we bought it from this guy. He didn't need it anymore. We bought it from some guy. Didn't get his name. What did he fucking look like? Top. What did he look like? Yeah, plus he looked like and then he's gonna describe they kind of begin to describe Karis. He's a skinny guy, average height, kind of had a slouch going on, shifty eyes, all like that, whisker like facial hair, dark hair, greasy looking. Not like us. And then you see that this gnome takes off his gnome hat, and he's got full like grease too, and he just takes a comb and just kind of like slicks it back even more. And then he puts the gnome hat back on, fully covering up the hair, defeating the purpose. Yeah. And then you see that the main guy, his name is what did I say his name was? His name is Pip. Pip is like, yeah, you're a real rat of a man. And you know that Karis, your father's business partner, is a rat man. We made this deal in what was it? Tourmaline. Yeah, he was headed on a caravan toward a Lonely Wood. We were headed back from Lonely Wood, and we needed a larger cart, so we spawned ours, and using the money we bought from him, he was selling it pretty cheap. He didn't need it no more. Fucking loaded up what we got, and then came here. And you see the third guy, Tug, is just like, yeah, came here.
Can I inspect what's in these boxes that they're loading up?
Sure. Yeah, give me an investigation check. They're not gonna fucking. You can do whatever you want. These guys are not gonna do anything to you.
Oof.
A 6. You see that most of these boxes are empty. You think maybe that they delivered something.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, taking a drink. You see that you think maybe they delivered something to a couple of the stores around here. So a lot of these boxes are empty. But by the looks of things and some of the labels on the boxes, it seems like most of the things were being sent to like inns and taverns and just general goods and supplies. Some of it is for very few of it was for construction, but a lot of it seems to be like flour and some lumber, but not like for building, more for like bonfires and stuff like that. And then there's like ingredients to make more ale or this and that and stuff like that. Just lots of fish as well. They were shipping a lot of fish. It's like, yeah, we almost finished all of our shipments for this. There's nothing for you to steal on there. We're wrapping it up. Look, lady, what do you want? We told you what you want. That cart's ours. You can't have it. Fair and square, it's ours.
She kind of like drops the bravado and just like smiles at them, and she digs in her little gold pouch. She's gonna give him 20 gold. You did not see me here.
Shit, for 20 gold, I saw you somewhere else. 20 gold, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You want us to shine your shoes as well?
That won't be necessary.
Absolutely. They fucking book it. They're not letting you reconsider that. Holy fucking shit. 20 gold, what a dumbass. You just hear them fucking snickering as they just run off. Wait, did you buy the cart from them? Or were you just trying to, like, just give them 20 gold to say you didn't see me?
It was more of a you didn't see me. It wasn't for the
they
cart.
fucking take off in the cart. They take off in the cart.
Okay.
Sorry, I almost misunderstood that. Yeah, all right.
She's on the run.
On the lam. Yeah, boss, we fucking shoved her. All right. As these fucking three shitheads just kind of tear off, what is Anne thinking? What is Anne feeling?
She has to go to what you call it, Lonewood?
They told you that they made the trade in a place called Tourmaline. But that he was headed for Lonelywood.
Okay.
All right. So I guess that's your plan of action. What do you want? What does Anne do right now?
She's gonna go back into the tavern and probably just chill out, watch people watch, I guess.
People watch. Right on. So much simpler when you have your heading. Let's see. Last, but certainly not least, Azura. Stop blowing up the chat. Especially with Coconut Mall. Nikki. This is the night before. The night before, you go to bed. You're resting. The temperature here, the climate, much nicer than you're down south. You're just more used to it. There's not bug. I mean, there's the occasional bug, but there's not like it was down south. It just they thrive down there, and not as much up here. You go to bed. You wake up. It's late. Not late in the day, but you sleep in a little bit. You probably wake up about 9, 10, 9:30. You get the last of the breakfast that's there. And then what is Azura feeling?
Pretty content.
Pretty content. Is there anything that they want to do today? I mean, if
Go
this is
fishing, man.
go fishing. Well, unfortunately, Bremen doesn't have a lake. Or not Bremen. You know that there are plenty of lakes in Icewind Dale. Tons of lakes in Icewind Dale. Fishing is like the biggest form like food and stuff here. So but unfortunately you are in the capital city, which is at the very entrance. So there's not let me pull up a map. There's not really a lot of water sources around Bryn Shandir. It was built on top of a hill. But you know that there are plenty of rivers and lakes in this area. There's Lac Dinashir and the Red Waters. Red Waters being a river. You pass the red waters bleed into the Red Run, which you passed on your way here. There's Mare Daldron, which is another large lake that bleeds into the Chenegrain River. I probably pronounced that wrong. And then that way off to the west is the sea. Yeah, but there's not really any fishing real estate here in Brinchendier.
Lame.
So I mean, it's not that fishing's off the table. It just means that there's got to be a destination in mind. What do you do while you're in town, I guess?
I guess explore, since I don't,
Right.
it's not like I really go into such a large place.
Yeah, you'll wander around town, kind of explore a bit of it. How is Azura adapting to city life? We know or not. I guess are they adapting to city life? You grew up in the mountains for a long time. You kind of, and while you were doing that, you had one companion. You had the woman who raised you. And but you kind of eventually ventured out from that. There had to be probably a reason why you decided to see what Southern life was like. And then you didn't like Southern life, but I don't necessarily know if that means you didn't like city life. So I guess how is Azura feeling in a populated place? This is very much the opposite of the environment they were raised in. Temperature wise, not so much, but
She's pretty tolerant of it. She doesn't exactly mind it, but she's definitely not comfortable, especially if it's too crowded. She's not gonna like it too much.
yeah. Brinchender's a big city. There's, you're always kind of darting around. People aren't out and about. There's not a lot of hustle and bustle because everything's freezing and stuff, but Zaffin just texted me, yes, very sorry. I was the Morning Lord's sleepiest soul.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry. I sent him earlier. We need your Morning Lord's prayers, and then he said, "Sorry, the Morning Lord had me on a sleepiest mission."
Yeah, but you're kind of walking around town. There's not a lot of hustle and bustle because, I mean, there is because people are starting to like go out and leave for work, but it's not like Luskin. People aren't just on the street hanging out. It's too cold to do that.
Yeah, so she doesn't have to exactly worry about stepping on anyone.
Yeah. There's still a bit of a crowding feeling to it, but maybe that's just because you're not used to such a walled environment like this. But as you're walking around, you see two individuals in like that are like loading up a sled with like tools like picks and ice saws and that masonry tools, probably gonna go like examine the wall, fix it in any place it needs to be fixed. And they're shorter in size, probably dwarves of some sort. And you overhear them talking. You hear like the I guess the taller of the two, because there's not really any other like distinctive features as they got themselves fully covered up. So I was talking to Mac the other day, yeah? And he just got back from visiting his nan in East Haven, yeah? He's going on telling me about some mates he's got there. Nearly drowned after some trouble on the lake, yeah? And he's telling some crazy story of some Goliath, mountain folk, with the visions of a bear pulling them out of the water, yeah? I don't know, seems like hypothermic delusion if you ask. And the other one's just like, yeah, delusions. And they just kind of like, they're going about their day, but you hear that in passing, and an aspect of it catches your mind. A Goliath with the visage of a bear pulling him out of the lake. you were very young when it happened to you, but you've been told stories by the woman who raised you that they pulled you from the water. They pulled you out of some water. And you also know that the woman who raised you could turn into a bear. Vokia, the woman who raised you.
Mm.
But that can't be right. She passed away. Didn't she?
Dun, dun, dun!
I guess. What is Azura feeling?
She feels very confused, maybe even a bit conflicted, because of the fact that she knows that her caretaker had passed away, but there's also that possibility that maybe she's still alive and out there somewhere.
And then I guess for steps ahead, what is there anything Azura wants to do in this moment? Like, is there plans you have for is there anything you want to do at the moment, and are there plans you have for the future?
Well, she's definitely going to try and find that Goliath, that's for sure.
You want to try and like
If she's-
investigate rumors of the Goliath?
Yeah, why not?
So you remember that the guy was saying something about this happening in or near East Haven.
Hmm.
And then is Zafin going to join us?
He is. He's feeding the dogs.
Right on. Then I will, because he is over at the I will allow all y'all to kind of congregate in the morning. I'm gonna say Autumn, after your little morning walk, you return to the inn. This one has not kicked you out in favor of some other people have bought.
Yay!
Because also nobody's bought.
Yay!
And you come in and you see kind of scattered about some of the breakfast goers as breakfast begins to wind down. I'll say after your various sleeps or morning activities, I'm going to just go around and be like, how are each of you feeling right now? Start with Cassie. How's Cassian feeling coming down the stairs from the upper levels of the inn where he was sleeping?
Slightly frustrated with the nights or the dream that he had with Kosirin. And then but trying to kind of like hide it, not really have focus on it, and putting on like a persona of like happiness.
Right on. Thavia,
Mhm.
as you are closing the door to your room behind you, how do you think you're feeling? How did you sleep?
Didn't sleep well, kind of like taking a deep breath, kind of just like prepping to go down, kind of like in the same sense of like shaking it off and putting it to the back of her mind, trying to stay cool and calm and not freak out.
Right on. And you begin to head downstairs, trying to still got bedhead, all of you. And then Anne, how you I'm gonna say you found like a table again.
Mm-hmm.
You found like a table. You've gone back to the table where you drew your wanted poster. After having arrived back from those three shitheads.
Wow.
No better way to describe them. How is Anne feeling right now? As she's watching it, like all of the people she knows kind of, say for one, like congregate in this space after having gone through that.
Say she's feeling the like kind of the calm before the storm. She kind of feels a sense. The longer she has the hammer in her hands, she feels like kind of comforted by it.
Right on. Yeah. And Azura, as you walk back in the front door to your little strut about town to see what life here is like, what are you feeling as you witness all of your new friends, maybe new strangers? I don't know where you stand with them yet. What are you feeling?
He's
That's what
alive!
she's feeling. That's what she's feeling.
Oh my god.
She's seen the light.
Zephyr is converting.
Hello.
Zephyr has gained a follower in the time he was gone.
She still doesn't know what it's about, and he's gained a follower.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. How's Azura feeling as she walks back into the tavern? Autumn, that's you.
What?
Hell. How is Azura feeling? Walks back
She's
into
just
the
sitting there
I said
staring
it
at the
twice and
thing.
then radio
Praying with
silence.
the
I
morning
fucking
lord.
knew she wasn't registering the name was hers.
She's praying to the morning lord. Leave her alone.
Yeah, she's
Praying
just
to the
sitting there,
knees.
like, staring, like, that light when you're dying, like...
she's trying to hear him. She's trying to hear him.
Get her a new pair of pants. She's praying through the knees.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what sort of questions I can ask him now.
All right. And while everybody else begins to congregate in this area after their little vignettes, Evander, we're gonna zoom over to the house of the you spent in the room that was allocated to you. But we're not gonna do it in the morning. We're gonna do like everybody else. We're gonna start the night before as you arrived after pulling the sled into town, which I will add, you did not do anything with. You just kind of left it there. I think you all just pulled it into town and then just like, all right, let's go to bed.
That's gonna be like Christmas for those dwarves. They're gonna wake up and see their.
Well, you just left it like on the inside of the gate, so it's like right next to the guard station, but on the inside. But we're gonna cut to like after that. We're gonna cut to it's evening, things are winding down. Yeah, you return to the Temple of the Morning Lord, and you see Michonne approaches you, who is the head of the house. I think I called her a speaker before. I think I'm gonna change that to head. I'm gonna retcon.
No, you called her Michonne.
No, I called her a speaker before.
Oh, speaker Michonne. Right.
Yeah, I think I'm just calling her the head of the house. Because that's what she is, and it wouldn't make sense to have multiple speakers. It's just gonna get confusing. You see Michonne approaches you and says, Evander, I hope you've enjoyed your venture about town. Hope you've gotten used to some of the topography here. Hopefully the weather wasn't too bad. We had a bit of a freak snowstorm not long ago.
Ah, yes. Just had quite the exciting afternoon.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm sure you've worked up quite the appetite, and as a welcome gift to our house here in the House of the I would like to and more than that, to get you to meet everybody who is a member of the clergy here. We would like you to attend a dinner with us.
Oh, that'd be great.
Wonderful. It starts in an hour. And then is there anything you want to do in that hour of downtime before?
Oh yeah, I'll take a bath.
Yeah. It's not really a bath. They have so you can do one of two things. Either
Wash
you can
basin,
take like an ice bath, or you could just get like a hot washcloth and do like a towel bath.
Yeah, I'll do the washcloth.
Yeah. So you clean yourself after your sweaty outing into the tundra. And then you see that in the main dining hall, which I don't know if you've seen yet, is a long wooden table with enough well, not chairs, but 2 long benches equally length of the table, either side, very communal. And you see Michonne sits at one end of the table, not at the end like the head of a house would a table, but just kind of near the edge of the table. And then on the other end, but closer to the middle, you see Silas, the 2 that you know. And then there are various other gnomes,
Yeah, I'm not
some
sitting next to
halfling,
Silas.
dwarves. You can't sit next to Silas. He is flanked
Good.
by a human and a dwarf. And he's very much just like he's very chatty with them. He's like, yes, I do recall something like that. It was very humorous, and there's a very like communal, friendly vibe being curated at this table. You see a simple stew and bread have been presented. The stew smells strong. It smells of like not beef because I don't have cows up here. Well, I said they have woolly cows, so we're gonna say it's beef. It's like a beef stew.
Woolly cows.
Woolly cows. Yeah, woolly cows.
My
I'm
favorite.
sorry, I didn't say anything weird.
With woolly milk?
Do you want hair in your milk? It's blue milk.
Perfect.
It's a simple stew. You have your pick of the table, except next to. I mean, you can sit across if you wanted, but you can't sit next to him. He's got his 2 buddies next to him.
I don't trust him. I don't want to sit anywhere near him. I go down towards where Speaker Michonne is and find an open seat near her.
You sit directly across from Michonne. Michonne says, "Wonder, I'm glad you could make it." Everyone, and then she kind of like raises her glass. It's not like a glass, so there's no like hitting of it with silverware to like ring out and get everyone's attention. But you see that as she raises it, she holds authority here. So like when she speaks, people listen. She says, "I would like us all to firmly welcome our newest member, friend, and family, Evander. He hails from Waterdeep, and he is here to help aid the ailing." And then there's kind of like a clapping that goes around, like, "Oh yeah." And then you see like the guy, there's like a average height human man, bearded, kind of like reaches over and shakes your hand, just like, "Oh, welcome, brother."
I'll shake his hand. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, quite the travel you must have had.
Oh, it was excellent. I had a very eclectic group of traveling companions, and we even picked up some along the way. I didn't know people walked here.
Walked here. Interesting. I didn't know that either. Perhaps they were rangers of some sort. Perhaps they're mountaineers and all that. There are those explorers who enjoy you know,
Perhaps. I'm pretty sure she was speaking to the wildlife.
oh, interesting. Druidic arts, perchance. Well, that's wonderful. It sounds like you had quite the adventure, brother. I slowly started to give him a different voice. I need to figure out how to do that.
It's okay. I do that too. It's okay.
Yeah. And then you see Michonne looks to you and says, "Is there anything you wish to say upon your arrival here, upon meeting everybody?"
Oh, you know,
Would you like
I
to
just
introduce yourself?
I want everyone to know that you know, as the Morning Lore says, change is good, and just because I'm different here and looks down at everyone, I'm not looking down at you. It's just I'm taller. This place is very cold, but I'm hoping to bring the warmth of the Morning Lord here.
Wonderful. We could always use more light.
And if anyone needs any help with anything, any counsel, anything at all, come to me and I'll be happy to help you either work towards your goal or find yourself or the change within.
That's wonderful. Thank you. You've truly come here to aid the region, it sounds like. And you see that there's a little gnomish man, weird. He's got like a little pencil mustache, and he looks over and he's like, no, he's not talking like that. He's, I'm trying to give him the fucking mafia voice.
Hey, come walk to me. Hey, I'm praying here.
I need to get like I need you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
I was thinking of that mole.
Yeah, if you are in need of, if you are in such a strong desire to help those of this region, perhaps asking the speaker of the town, Duvessa Shane. She's quite plugged in with the ongoings of this town and the others.
I'll take that under consideration. I've already spoken to the speaker. She seemed very annoyed that I didn't take a number from this little thing on the wall.
And
Well,
then
there was no one else there.
You see everybody, including everybody, Silas, Michonne, everybody looks at you. You didn't take a fucking number?
What do you mean?
You just fucking announced yourself? That's the fucking mayor.
There's no one else in there. She was just sitting at a desk.
It doesn't. Yeah, she's sitting at her desk working. You need to. Do you not have the number system back in Waterdeep?
No.
How do you just shotgun it?
You just approach people. You approach people and you say hello.
I mean, that's if you're greeting. So you don't walk into an office space and do that. You don't walk in and meet the.
I opened the front door and she was sitting at a desk in front of the front door.
Fucking yeah, we didn't say fucking because he didn't swear, but he's like, it's weird.
Frickin'. Oh, frickin' jeez.
Yeah, they do things. They do things different down there in the south, I guess. But yeah, you just have this nice dinner going on.
So should I look for one of those number things in every building I go into, or just the speakers' buildings?
You see the guy sitting next to you who introduces himself as Brock. No, I don't want to do Brock. That's too close to Rock and Rourke. Let's do Doug. You see the guy sitting next to you introduced himself as Doug. He's like, I don't know if the other towns do it, but Duvessa is very on top of organization. She's kind of a stickler for bureaucracy. She wants the town to run like an oiled machine, as it were. So anything that can just expedite that process, she favors. I don't know if the other towns do it or not. They have their own systems.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information. Next time I see Duvessa, or next time I go there, I'll take a number and I'll apologize.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she's not upset about it. You were new. I'm sure she pegged that as well. But yeah, is there anything you want to do while at the dinner here?
No, I would just make small talk while eating.
All right. And then I'm going to say...
and I stare out of the corner of my eye
at Silas.
At Silas, yes.
Is there any particular reason?
I don't trust him.
Any particular reason? Just a vibe.
Because his name is Silas.
Okay. Give me a perception check or an insight. Give me. You can either do perception or insight.
Let's see here. I'll do an insight. Oh, big 7.
A big 7. Yeah, he's. I don't know. He's not really paying attention to you. He's kind of chatting with his friends here.
Good.
So I'm gonna say the dinner concludes. Everybody takes care of their own dishes and such. Is there anything you want to do after the dinner before bed, or do you just pop off to bed?
I go to bed. I need to get a big start on the next day. Seize the day for the Lord,
For the Lord. Yeah. You go to bed. I'll ask, how is the vendor feeling right now as he's it's a simple cot, probably about the same, if not more simple than the one he's used to back in his home in Waterdeep.
he's probably he's still a little confused why he's here. There hasn't been like a clear sign of apocalyptic distress, but he doesn't doubt that he's been sent here for any other reason. So he's just looking forward to what change the morrow brings.
Right on. And does he have any like opinions on the day he had yesterday? The people he met, the quest he undertook.
No opinions. It turns out the goblins up here are just as
Goblin-y.
goblin-y as they are in the south. And I guess the only other opinion has is that he's got a little bit of distrust for Silas because he seems like he's up to something. But he doesn't want to just accuse another brother of the Lord. Maybe he just has a different way of doing things.
Right, yes. And I'll ask this again in the morning, but as he's going to bed, does Evander feel like have any like game plans? Does he have like something he want, like a place, a goal, or a thing he wants to move toward?
Well, I guess the goal is to move toward finding people that need the help. So I guess his next move is to go back and annoy Devesa again.
Right on. All right. I'm going to say you go to sleep.
I do.
There's nothing uneasy about your sleep. It's a little weird because, the bed is basically the same, but the location is different. So there's always that little travel weirdness. You are in a different time zone, so there's a little bit of jet lag, but I think in this case it works in your favor because you would have been later in the day back in Waterdeep. So yeah, you go off to bed. Not particularly anything to note. You wake up in the morning. There's a smell of a simple breakfast being served: eggs and bacon, polar bacon, we'll call it.
Oh no, they were so nice.
No, not polar bears. Sorry, it's still pork, but it's from like a woolly
Oh
thing.
my god!
Oh,
We're
Most
fucking
horrible.
autumn.
It's the bad ending. It's the bad ending.
God, now I really want it to be polar bears.
No.
We'll save them for later.
They were so nice, but they taste so much better.
Yeah,
Good morning, Lord Israel.
they just keep on giving. So you emerge from your you emerge into the dining area here. You see it's not very populated right now. Some are still asleep. Some have already like had their breakfast and then left. Some are still. You see that Doug last night is currently eating a healthy but modest portion of porridge and this polar bacon. He says, "Good morning, brother."
Good morning, Doug. Pleasure to see you again.
Yes. How did you sleep?
I thought it would be worse. It's actually quite. It might even be more comfy than the bed I had back home.
Oh, interesting. Perhaps it is the climate that's doing well for you. As he's like takes like a big chomp of bacon, the smell kind of wafting in this area.
Ooh, that smells good.
Well, as you say that, can I have you make a Constitution saving throw?
Let's see. Con save. 12.
Okay. There's a bit of queasiness, but not anything great. It's queasy because you watch him like put a lot of bacon in his mouth all at once. So it's kind of that uneasiness. If you've ever had a ham sandwich with like too much meat on it and not enough roughage or anything else,
I'm worried about his cholesterol now.
Yeah, there's like he's kind of indulging. Oh well.
Jeez,
But
Doug, staying this early.
I got a big day ahead of me. A lot of wood needs cutting. A lot of houses need repairing. I gotta keep my strength up. The Lord's work is not done on an empty stomach.
That's true. Hail the morning, Lord.
Hey, and he puts like a bowl of porridge in front of you, and like slides the tray of bacon over at you.
Oh yeah, I gotta mimic him now. He's right. He's right. He needs that for work. So
You've been one. Yeah, you can't lose.
well, I don't want to be prepared for the day. I mean, if he's eating that much, maybe that's just what you have to do up here.
Right on. All right.
I do prayer before I eat, though, because I don't want.
Of course. Sacrilege, otherwise. So you eat. After you eat, I'm gonna have you make one more con save, and then I'm gonna shut up about it.
Oh boy, really wants me to throw up this guy.
I don't.
15.
15. Yep, you're fine. The food tastes a little weird, but you've never had polar bacon before, so
That's true.
I
can't wait to tell my friends about this polar bacon I just had.
You head out into town. Is there any? And like I said, I'm gonna ask you again in the morning. Is there any place you particularly want to head to?
Again, I'm just going to head towards the speaker's place, as the New Yorker clergyman kind of directed me towards, or maybe Boston is more his accent. Anyway, all gnomes are from Boston now, I guess.
Nah, just these ones.
But as part of my prayer, just so you are aware, I do cast Mage Armor.
Right on, got it.
And I can do that without using a spell slot, so just assume I do that every morning.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you go, you find the speaker's house again. Would you go straight for the speaker's house?
Yeah, I mean, unless something stops me along my way, he's a very I see him as a very goal oriented. So he just kind of walks like he's told something. He walks in that direction.
He walks with a lean.
Yeah.
So you arrive at the speaker's house at this time of day. It's at this time of the morning. You see that she's like just opening the door, putting like the ticket giver. She's using it as like a door prop. And she like looks over and sees you and says, "Oh, good morning."
Oh, good morning, speaker. How do you feel today?
Not too bad. Pleasant sleep, pleasant breakfast. Ready to start the day. I assume the same is for you, seeing as that you are out and about early.
Yes, I must say that polar bacon is quite good.
Ah, yes, a little fatty for me. I try not to indulge on that myself, but yes, I do enjoy a lot of our I guess local cuisines, I guess you could say. I've been told they don't have them down south as much. But
no.
It's always they're good. Is there something I can help you with today?
Yeah, I just want to get one of those numbers so I can have a word with you.
She like
I'm so sorry about yesterday when I came here and I didn't take a number.
She like looks at the fucking she's like already talking to you, so she like looks at the ticket tell. She kind of like considers the futility of device in this moment of just like I guess when it's not busy, it doesn't need to exist.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, we'll skip the ticket for now.
Okay. You're the boss here.
Yes. So you came to get a ticket for me to...
Yeah. Well, I remember I asked you this yesterday, but I think you may have been a little busy. So I wanted to come back because after having dinner with my brothers at the church, some of them suggested that I come to you to find, maybe you know something about not necessarily Bryn Shander. Maybe there's another town that I should be heading towards to try and help with anything they may need.
Interesting. Follow me a sec. She goes she leads you inside the desk.
All right, I kind of kicked the snow off my shoes before entering my boots.
All right. She begins pulling through a folder that she has, and she's like, yesterday when you came, speaking of this, I assumed you meant strictly Morning Lord business, but if you're looking to aid more as an adventurer or as a sellsword of sorts, I have plenty of opportunities, many fires that need to be putting out. Okay, well, not many, but they spring up occasionally. Usually, for some of the lesser ones, such as X has gone missing, we need to find this, we need to find that, need to go out and procure some of this. Stuff like that can usually be found in one of the inns or in a adventurers guild. One is present in town.
Mhm.
But I also keep my fair share of the. I also, and she produces a letter. I also get requested aid from other towns directly, if need be. And if you are looking to do work on behalf of the town as well as your lord, I would very much be amenable to giving the task.
Oh yes, I'll do anything that will help the people of Icewind Dale, because in helping them, I am just furthering my lord's work. The Morning Lord's radiance will rub off onto these Icewind. What's the colloquial?
10-towners.
10-towners.
Yes. 10-towners are the names of the residents of the 10 towns.
There we go.
Events like what happened with the sled yesterday. I've heard about that. Don't think I didn't. Those don't usually happen very. I am considering this quest. I've considering giving you opportunity. Originally, I thought you had meant doing the Lord's work, like, I don't know, clergy work is what you meant.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give that impression.
No, it's perfectly fine. My misunderstanding. I now know give you adventurers work due to the deeds of yesterday. My apologies for jumping to conclusions.
No, that's perfectly fine.
After seeing the expedited processes which you did it, or rather hearing about the expedited process in which you did it, later that day, we received a missive from the speaker of Dugan's Hole. It has requested they have requested aid. Something about wolves causing issues with the locals. It's very likely just a matter of the pack has grown too big, no natural predators, and they are beginning to run out of a natural food source. So they are beginning to pester the locals, attack people on the street, attack livestock. They are in need of routing.
I know the perfect person for this. Tell me, do these requests do these have monetary gain? Now, I don't really care, but some of the people that I worked with yesterday, I think they may be more inclined or incentivized with coin.
Yes, 100%. They would. Truly, nobody would do this if there wasn't some incentive. Not everybody. In fact, I would wager most people aren't keen on helping for helping's sake. At least these days.
He frowns about it.
Yes, if only life were so kind, but just as likely, I would think there's just as many people who aren't keen on asking for help without giving in return. So I feel that they balance each other out. She slides the letter back into the folder, and she begins scribbling a note. detailing basically she's writing a what's the fucking word?
Hey, I'm recommending these people to help you with your play.
Kind of that. There's another word for it. Oh fuck, I have to write one myself for work I did. It's when you write basically like, I worked for this guy at this company for this long, this much pay.
A referral?
No. Because you have to give it to them to like prove that you did the work, and then that's how you get paid. Anyway, she writes down this note, and it's basically she writes the note down, but then like leaves a lot of like blank space on it. Here, this is, fill this out with your information, basically just name and any organization you're affiliated with, as well as having any members you are bringing with you on your party. I don't take it you are a part of the Adventurers Guild.
Not yet, but I mean, I could be swayed.
Yes, well, until you are part of the Adventurers Guild and we have a party on record, this is basically a stand-in for that. It is a temporary identification and temporary allocation of quest.
I'm sorry, Miss Speaker. Just before you go any further, did you say Dugan's Hole or Hold?
Hole.
Okay, but I didn't want to,
Hole.
Bad first impression. Say the name of their place. Yeah.
Yes. It is a town southeast of here.
Okay.
I would recommend taking the long route. Cutting across through the tundra is never very safe. I would use the eastern gate, leave out through Eastway, which is the road toward East Haven, and then cut south toward Goodmead. Past Goodmead, you will find Dugan's Hole.
Okay. Thank you for the advice.
Yes, of course.
I wonder how good the meat is at Goodmead.
It's what they were known for. It's what they founded around, basically.
And just a quick question: are all the towns to the size of Brinchender with walls and such?
No, not even remotely. Brinchander is potentially the largest of them all. It's certainly the busiest, seeing it as the hub city. Interesting. Trelamaine might be expanding. They might be a bit larger than us by this point. I'm unclear. Maybe I should write them. But no, Dugan's Hole is a extremely small location. As a matter of fact, I think it is of the 10 towns.
I got you. Okay.
It is the smallest of the 10 towns. It's a very close, tight-knit community. They're not super big on outsiders. I would caution. I don't know how much of that is policy, though. I think that is just generally conditions there aren't great, so to cope with that, attitudes aren't great.
Well, don't worry. We'll turn that whole place around.
I would love to see some smiling faces around the region. It would be great. And she reholds out the note to you. It's like, have any of your constituents sign this. I keep wanting to say petition, but and I don't know. Want to say missive, but none of that's true. Have them sign this quote unquote form.
I just think of it as like a POW, right? Just like a proof of work.
Yes, but it's not proof of work yet because you haven't worked. It's more like a request.
Well,
I'm trying to.
Wasn't work.
The more accurate thing I'm picturing is kind of like when you go get a driver's license. Give you the driver's license right off the bat. They give you the learner's permit, but they give you, it's like a bunch of printed paper, not an actual license. So it's kind of like it's a visionary. Usually the guild would have a much more official one, and they would have like your party on record, so they can just say X party is doing this. But that's not a thing for you guys. So she slides you the form. This is a temporary work order form. You and your constituents, any constituents that will be joining you on this, will be simply write your names and details, basically just names and organizations affiliated with, on this form. Return it to me, and before you leave, and then once you go out and return with proof of work, either proof of job completion physically or a note from the speaker of hold on, what's the speaker of Doom's Hole? Edgar, or a note from Edgar Dermot. Yes, you all took a long rest. You can full re-up. A note or a symbol from Edgar Dermot will suffice as proof of completion of work, and then you will all be paid. Is this acceptable?
Yes, this is more than acceptable. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Is there anything you want to do?
No, I go to look for the people that I traveled with.
You know that they were staying at the tavern, so
I go to the tavern.
Right on. You head off to the tavern, and you see. I'm gonna say you get there just at kind of the same time that everybody's coming down from the steps. What do you all wish to do? You kind of all see each other congregating in this place.
I'll just be 1 second.
Yeah.
I just kind of peek and see what Anne's doing with her little drawing. Check it out. If she's still working on it.
Yeah, I'll say Anne's like refining she's putting the spokes on the wheels of the logo.
Wait, I gotta find it again.
I guess since it's the morning, I get food and then I also sit down.
Quick, did you see the logo?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Clever with the KC. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, look at you, fucking same names. But yes, so just housekeeping wise, if anyone hasn't done it or doesn't know how to, you have all taken a long rest, which means you get all of your health points back, you get all of spell slots back, you get all of your ability. If there's like ability that says you can only do it like once a day, you get that back because the day has passed. Full re-up.
So, click the long rest button?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think it might tell
You have to-
it either immediately does it or it'll ask you.
You have to confirm. If you don't confirm, it won't long rest you.
I did.
Beautiful.
Right.
So yeah, you see Fabia goes and joins Anne at this table. Simple porridge. Anna's drawing. You see Evander walk in. Azura, you have probably grabbed another bowl of porridge after your little walkabout town.
Porridge.
Cassian, you have grabbed a breakfast meal as well. I'll say you all kind of congregate at the same table. I'll force the issue.
Yes.
You know, people you know. People, you know.
How was all of yours first nights in Icewind Dale? Mine was exceptional. The change is so good.
I mean, it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
A
Very
decent
comfortable beds here.
Yeah,
The
a decent bed is a nice
was
change.
so good.
And speaking of change,
Matt wakes up in the morning, can't find his shoes, and like, yeah, something's different.
Speaking of change, if you guys are interested, have found a town in need. And I think this would be very interesting to especially one of you who's inclined to speak to polar bears.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's kind.
There's a town southeast of here called Dugan's Hole, and they're having some issues with wolves. And I figure, maybe you could have a chat with the wolves to see what's going on.
I suppose.
They're paying.
Are they now? How much?
I don't know.
You see that on the thing. It's 20
Oh,
gold per person.
20 gold per person.
I see. Well, let me finish my porridge, and we can and they go and talk to these.
Okay. The speaker said that we should travel along the road, though. Apparently, it's very dangerous to walk across the tundra.
I would honestly hate those.
They didn't say you had to go along the road. They just recommended that not take the tundra. Yeah. You can if you want.
I suppose we could certainly cross on the road.
Now, just so you're aware, we do have to pass through a place called Good Mead.
Is the mead any good?
That's what they say. Apparently, that's what they're famous for. Known for it. So perhaps we could even make a little pit stop in Good Mead and sample the brand.
Very well.
And thinks about the 20 gold she spent this morning. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the recouping costs.
No. Let's not cross wires. You didn't spend 20 gold. Gave them 20 gold unprompted. To be like,
you didn't see anything.
Fucking did the John Cena hand wave.
Oh my god.
I'm also thinking about the sled that we left.
Oh yeah. Does Cassie want to go deal with the sled?
I was thinking because what if
You
someone
haven't
stole
paid
it?
for that, mind you. Nobody got paid for that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So we need to go back and get it. We should go get the cart first and then go on our adventure.
Well, do we want to find the dwarves and bring them to the sled? Be like, here, surprise.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier to bring the dwarves to the sled than the sled to the dwarves.
We don't got polar bears anymore.
Polar bears, you're right. Yeah, let's go get the dwarves.
All right.
I mean, listen, we could let them figure it out how to pull.
Exactly, it's their issue now. We did our part.
It's like, oh yeah, no, your cart's over there.
Just let them wonder how we managed to bring it back in the first place.
We're just like, yay, we got the cart. We just all leave.
Oh, I do suggest, if you get a chance, it is a bit hard on the stomach the first time, but the polar bacon is excellent.
Polar bacon? Is that like polar bear bacon?
I don't know.
Don't you dare say it's polar bear.
Apparently it's a woolly pig or something like that.
Mm.
I've eaten plenty of those. Bacon is quite cool.
You draw the line at polar bears?
Yes, I do.
Drawing the line at polar bears feels like less of a line, more of a circle. Because a line means you won't go beyond.
Wow.
What's behind polar bears?
It's the sea bear circle.
The sea bears.
Okay, can we go get our cart?
I thought we were
Or
gonna get
go
the dwarves.
bring them to the cart.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go find them.
All right, you guys head out. Give me. Well, we'll do what we did for the tundras. You got to navigate the city. They didn't really tell you where they'd be staying. They kind of hoped you'd be back in the same day.
Oops.
Mhm.
Are there any ability checks that you guys want to use to try and find these dwarves? I will let you use anything as long as you can.
Perception
Oh.
into the surroundings around me.
All right. Yeah, you give me a perception check.
Yeah, I don't think I would
My
use it to
dice is
smell them.
fancy.
Is it? I
I
want
got
to
14.
see.
You got a 14? All
Ooh.
right. Anyone else doing anything? I want
Um,
all of you to do something. No free
I'm
rides.
thinking. Oh, what the fuck?
Um,
What just
Chopping
happened?
wood.
Hello? Hello?
oh, wait.
What just happened?
You okay?
I don't know what just happened. Oh, just kidding. I'm good now.
So if I try and smell them,
False alarm,
which
guys.
one would it be?
I'm gonna
What's up, Bottom?
Stop!
If I try and like smell them, which one would it be?
That could be survival. It could be. Although I will say, you don't have anything that particularly makes you good at smell. Oh, unless you do. Do you have a wild shape you want to use?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yes, you do. I forgot you're level 2 now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I believe. What wild shape are you trying to use that lets you smell them?
I just realized I got 2 that are technically good trackers. I will be a fluffy wolf.
Let me just double check something. Because sometimes it tells you what stat to use.
Mhm.
That would be that would also be a perception check, but because you are using your wild shape ability for this, I will allow it.
Okay.
So you have advantage on this. You roll
Okay.
twice and take the higher one.
On perception?
Yes.
God dang, that started out so strong. Oh, I got
Yeah,
a
don't
24.
worry. That's the benefit to advantage. Oh, that's a nat 20. First nat 20 of the game. Is anyone else doing anything else?
Oh, I was going to, but I was just waiting for Autumn to be done.
Dude, a whole dragon came on my screen when I got the 20.
I got the dragon dice. I think you made
Wait,
a
you
whole
can
dragon.
change your dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
Bitch,
made a whole
what?
dragon
Go
jaxed
to-
on your screen.
On the top bar, you go to your collections, my dice.
Okay, I'll take a look at that in a
It
bit.
ate my dice.
Oh yeah, the big fat dragon. Oh, I think you guys are using my dice. Interesting. Yeah, because that's from or another D and Beyond movie, but the D&D movie.
Oh my god, I remember that scene.
Yeah. Anyone doing anything else?
Oh, okay. We're good on her then.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's. I know what her check is, so I'll narrate
Oh,
them.
okay. I'm gonna roll for insight because where would little merchant dwarves be going? 14.
Just point me in the right direction, Chief.
14 insight. All right. Anne and Vendor, are you guys doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna hail a gird.
What?
What?
I'm
What,
looking to speak to a guard.
Oh, a guard.
Yeah.
What? All right. You hail a guard.
I'm going to attempt to persuade or deception, whichever you prefer, to convince them that I'm working with Duvessa, and I'm going to produce that note and just going to wave it. You know how like a police officer flashes a badge.
Right.
I'm going to do that to get them to convince me, or get them to tell me where the dwarves are either staying or where they tend to frequent.
All right. You can
That isn't a
give
tavern because they were not there.
you can give me a interesting. You give me a deception check because you are working for Duvessa, but that is not in any way, shape, or form related to what you're doing now.
16.
16? Okay. And then Anne, what is Anne doing to try and find these dwarves? If she's trying to find these dwarves.
She's watching this man of God lie. She's too distracted watching this the man of the Morning Lord lie, but she's not saying anything.
It's just changing the note for his purpose.
Wow.
He gets it.
All right. All right. With all of these checks, I will say, hands down, the wolf kind of clocks it. You remember the smell of them when you first met them the day before. You're flagging down this guard, and he's like, "Oh, yes, okay. I don't particularly know these dwarves by name. I don't know them personally, but if they weren't at Northlook, you might check one of the other taverns." And then he scrawls on like a note he has and like gives it to you, like the location.
Yes, thank you, my good man.
Yeah, of course. Good day. And you turn, and is just looking at you.
What? What?
Oh, nothing.
And just
What?
casually looking. Oh, he getting aggressive. And then you watch as this
There's clear judgment in her eyes.
massive dragonborn, just bones cracking, and well, actually, I don't know bones cracking. What does it sound like when you change shape? Or what does it look like when you change shape?
Hold on. Hold on. Give me a minute. I guess it could be like a little snow tornado, like
Just
swirling around me before, like as I transform.
a flurry of snow kind of blurs her
Yeah.
image as when it disappears, there is now a wolf.
Bark,
One
bark.
like a timber wolf local to the mountains nearby. And it just puts its nose to the ground and begins sniffing as it prowls. Cassian, you get up on like a and you begin prowling. You see a couple of different inns they could be at, but you notice that Azura, who has gone full wolf mode, seems to be hot on the trail. And you follow, and there's another inn in town, fairly close to the North Look. This one's not a tavern; it's purely just residential. And you see that the dwarves are congregating outside, trying to figure out, like, well, I don't know what to do. No, it's out there. It's gone. If no doubt they got eaten by the Yeti as well. And then they turn and see you. It's like, oh, you're alive.
Hello, friends.
Great. Well, where is it?
We have your cart. It's by the guard station by the gate. We
Oh.
came back fairly late, and so we decided to leave it in the care of the guards and go rest.
I I see. They look kind of miffed about that. I was just like, cool. Well, we've been kind of freaking out all night about, are we going to be able to eat? Are we going to be able to work? Da 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 da. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Where do I? Did I? Yes. All right. You see that Hruna, the leader of these three, who kind of gave you the quest, steps forward and says, "You didn't touch our cargo, did you?"
Nope.
Took none of it for your own. Poked around in what wasn't yours.
I don't like what you're insinuating there, man.
No, I don't like what I'm insinuating either. Which is why I desperately hope.
I did search the cart just to make sure that it wasn't damaged or missing anything, because there was a lot of boxes out there.
And did you notice anything strange?
No.
Give me an insight check. Or give me a deception check.
12.
12. Well, they're not crazy. Hold on, let me list this. Is it not gonna fucking let me? All right, fine. I'll use physical dice.
Yay! Physical dice.
I don't know why it doesn't let me roll here.
Clicky clackies.
I need a dice box, is what I need.
Quack, quack.
Oh,
Oh my god.
What'd you get? What was yours? A 12?
12, yeah.
Yeah. All right. She kind of like gives you the stink eye. It's like, all right. As long as those goblins didn't do anything, I suppose we're fine. She produces a bag containing 6 blood. It's worth 50 gold pieces. We thank you for your aid, strangers. We
you're
understand the circumstances of this were not great, especially with that blizzard that blew in.
Fear not. The light of the morning Lord guided us through that blizzard.
Yeah. And you see that they just kind of like wave that off.
He allowed us to come together and and form and become the change to allow your cart to come back.
You see that one of the other guys. And then they kind of like, well, good day to you all, and they kind of shove off toward the gate to go get their
Walk
sled.
in the light.
Do you always lie when you talk to
What are you
people?
talking about?
Didn't even let her finish the sentence.
What do you mean, do I always lie?
What do you mean by that? What did you put in your pocket?
I am not being gaslit.
I'm sorry, Anne, do you have a problem? What do you say?
Do you have a problem?
Could I?
This is not the swing I would have expected.
Could I perchance bite his hand for taking the credit?
You could
give him a nibble
if you want. Yeah, sure. You can make an attack roll, but do you have a? I don't think you have a. Oh, are you still a wolf?
Yeah.
Oh yes, then you have a bite attack.
Alright, so what dice would that be?
So
how problem gets bit.
So how wild shape works is that it changes your physical stats. So for you, you are going to have a you roll a d20 and you can add you roll a d20 and add +4, and that is what you have to hit.
Okay. So d20. It's gonna be a 6.
You rolled a 20. You roll, like total 6 or 6 to hit.
It would be a total 6.
She rolled a 2
total
plus 4.
6. Oh,
yeah,
funny.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, so you like nip at him, but he kind of like yanks his hand away.
Oh, Zora. Oh, pardon me. What the heck, Azora?
Don't take credit for something you
I wasn't
wanted
taking
to
credit. What do you
do.
mean?
You
Look,
told
I
them the
understand that
morning.
you're a wolf and all now, but you got to understand that just because I was talking to someone doesn't mean I was taking credit.
You told them the morning lord led the way to.
Well, he did. Do you
No,
not
he did
remember I
not.
took the rope
I
around
did.
us and casted the light spell on it?
You forget it
Evander,
was
I
my
think you.
nose that led the way.
Go on.
Does Azura think, because he's saying you took the credit, does Azura think he is the you still don't understand, you still don't understand how worshiping works?
She's still trying to understand.
Too much.
It's what he calls himself for some reason. He speaks.
Is anyone looking at this wolf strangely that they're speaking common?
I think the moment they missed and started speaking common, they wild shaped back.
Because you can talk as an animal. You don't need to.
Oh, did they change that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nobody's really out in the street right now. There was kind of just those dwarves, and there's like enough of a wind going on. I don't have the fucking
Sure.
music playing, unfortunately, but yeah.
Can I just like scratch Azura behind the ear while she's still in her wolf form, like, and tell her that she did a great job with like mushing us through the snow?
That's not up to me.
Oh,
Do it.
well, I didn't know if I'd have to like roll for something like that because of it being an action, so that's why I asked.
No, girlfriend, just go for it.
Oh my god, you did so great pulling us through the snow, Azura. You didn't need the Morning Lord. You
What?
Now
did
I'm
amazing.
spiking my tail.
Well, hang on. Now.
What the fuck?
He's insulted his religion to it like right in his face.
I'm just happily wagging my tail and leaving it to her hand.
I will say that Azura did a great job leading us through the snow, but the light of the Morning Lord definitely helped us shine a path through that blizzard. And also, Azura did a great job convincing those polar bears to help us.
That's right. Next
I'm
time
not
you take
taking any of the credit. We worked as a team. We all did it together.
Next time you tell someone else you did everything, I'm gonna give you fleas.
I didn't do that. What are you talking about?
I'm sitting on the side just eating like some snacks.
Everything was
Nuts.
fine yesterday. Today you're blaming me for taking credit, which I haven't done. Anne is calling me a liar, which I don't understand. I think you owe me an apology, Anne. Name one time I've lied today. Come on. Spit it out, Anne.
And just turns the other cheek.
Come on, Anne. I must know. You're insulting my honor here.
Whatever's going on with you is between you and the Morning Lord.
This is not a trade I saw coming.
Well,
After the first episode of this, I would have never seen this. I saw straight as an arrow, and now it's bent.
and you're calling me a liar. Let's not forget that you showed up underneath our cart in cuffs. And here you stand accusing me of lying. I'm hurt, really. But you know what? The Morning Lord teaches us to accept change, and I'll forgive you.
I'm just counting in the background.
I'm literally writing it down right now.
But wait, I thought you was the Morning Lord. What happened?
What? No. I am not the Morning Lord. I'm just a messenger for bigger guns upstairs.
Who did that?
So, is the Morning Lord not real?
No. He's a god. He uses his followers to interact and spread his influence across the land. He's got other things to be taken care of.
So do you ascend stairs occasionally, or here?
Look, I don't question what the Morning Lord chooses to do with his time. I just pray to him, and he gives me the gifts that allow me to help people
So
and
there's no
myself
ascension.
sometimes.
So there's no ascension of any steps.
Well, I've never seen any steps.
And
if
scoffs
that's what
at the
you're
last
asking.
part.
But of course, I also haven't passed away. Perhaps when you die, you ascend the steps to the realm of the Morning Lord, like a sun rising.
A set of golden escalators come down. Lift your soul to the heavenly height.
I'm sorry, I'm not letting this go, Anne. What do you think I was lying about?
What was that paper you were waving at the guard?
It was a handwritten note from Speaker Duvessa that I am to work for her.
Mm-hmm.
You waved a paper at a guard?
I'll show her the note.
You see a note. I have you put your information on Endeavor? Inventor?
Endeavor.
Ollivander.
Oh.
And Ollivander.
Look, this is a note. It's a handwritten note from Duvessa, the speaker of this town, Bryn Shander, to go to Dunghole, or Dugan's Hole. So it's hard to pronounce. Dugan's Hole.
I can't tell from the
Flight of the Wolves. And here, you see on the note, there's an extra spot for me to write in my companions. So if you want to accompany me to Dugan's Hole, put your name here.
I'm just looking at him dumbfounded. There's a place called Dung.
You're Freudian slip, brother. You gotta lay in it.
I'm accepting it. Yes. Now, Anne, apologize to me so we can go help the people of Dunghole.
Each and every one of us is 12.
And if you don't apologize, it'll weigh heavily on your soul. It'll feel good to feel the warmth of the Morning Lord.
Dude, I need to feel I need to feel air in my lungs for a second first.
I have to say, this certain personality trait makes the warlock classing make so much more sense than classing. He's using it like a threat, right? Heavily. It's good to confess, my child.
Can I ask, like, Thavia to look at her map and, like, just trying to find Dunghole on
there? Yes, I gave Thavia a map. Thavia, if you want to share the map, we can, or I can just produce one for the group.
I'd have to find it.
I can just put it in
I think I pinned it somewhere.
And sorry, since we're being so specific about who gets what credit, Thavia, thank you so much for drawing all the archer's arrows.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I'm just gonna say Tavia takes a fucking seat like 3 feet away, still a little bit of suspicious of Cassian.
Suspicious of Cassian?
Wait, why are we suspicious of Cassian?
Yeah, with his itch.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't been itchy, but I'm still like, 3 feet at least. This is like post-COVID right here. Like, okay, we can kind of get closer, but like, I still...
You're like, wait a minute.
But I also give the map, or pass the map over to Cassian so we can look at it.
I put it in general as well as it is in the tavern chat.
Man, I can't find the Dunghole. Where's it?
It's right there. Look.
You mean Dugan's Hole?
Oh, Dugan's Hole. Oh. Oh, my apologies. It appears that
did you say
what she said.
If you said Dunghole in game and is like rolling around in the snow, like
yeah, I did.
I believe that's what's happened. I believe his Freudian slip.
Everything
killed the entire party. Yeah, no, it is.
Wow, TPK in town.
Oh god.
We're all just kind of like chuckling, and a vendor staring at us like, "What the fuck, are you guys?"
I didn't say anything weird.
Now, if we're all done being so silly, why don't we get a move on to Dugan's Hall?
Ah, yes, we must make the trek all the way
let's
to
go.
Duggan's.
Now, the speaker suggested that we go along the east way. We go to the east gate, go through along the east way, and then back down through Goodmead. Apparently, traveling across the tundra can be quite dangerous. But I will go where you wish to go.
Yeah, I'll say that now that Thavia's produced this map, you can kind of like see various things in regards to any of your like vignettes. And you see that Lonelywood is basically as far from Dugan's Hole as it gets in the 10 Towns. It is northwest, actually almost directly north of Brinchander, but the path there takes a bit of a wind. Azura, you see that East Haven is on way to Dugan's Hole, and then Cassian, if you have any set of direction that you want to. And Thavia, rolling this out, you can see various lakes and water sources around.
Now, listen. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot here today, Anne, but I think we can change this whole thing around.
Oh, God.
I suggest that we travel together and help each other. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, excuse me, I have paws, not feet.
Okay. I believe we started off on the wrong feet and paws today, and we can change this whole thing around by helping each other work towards our individual goals here in Icewind Dale. I don't know what you're doing, and I won't question it, but if you want to tell me, I will listen. However, I think it's best if we work together, because we're all strangers in this land. And strangers bring the best kind of change. Because we're not tied down to their traditions.
You said it like 8 times now, no?
Yeah, we're
Said
at 8
what?
right now.
I
you
actually
mean?
can't believe I guessed that.
Said what?
Nothing.
Don't
Nothing.
worry
Okay.
about it.
All right. Now, Anne, I can see on your face that you want to apologize, so I will save you the embarrassment, and I accept.
Oh no.
I just trot over to Anne. I think she would scratch me behind the ears.
Because of her past, Anne is like naturally distrusting of a man. So she's like she's really unhappy about this.
First of all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back to Thavia, hoping for more scratches.
I'll happily oblige. I love you.
Anne's too perturbed for scratches right now. She just turns away.
If I had a bowl, I'd throw it for you.
I guess my question is, because we can keep this this vibe, this pace going and stuff like that, but I also want like game plan wise, what is it that we are wanting to do? What direction are we wanting to move in as a group? Hopefully not as individuals, but as a group.
I think we should split the party.
Oh my god.
The men can go that way, the women will go this way.
Oh, wait, what about the job?
Wait, where the fuck are we?
I'm fine with
Betrayal.
going with
You
that
are in
because he's got the
Brandon
referral that
Shand.
I'm
Aha.
paid with him.
Well. So I can count you in, Cassius?
Yes.
Would you like to sign the paper here, or?
Sure.
All right, now give him the paper.
And I just sign it.
Perfect. One on board. How about the rest of you? What say you? Someone's going to have to sign for Azura, I think.
I just casually
Maybe put a
raise
paw
the paw
print.
like this.
She has
Just break
like
apart.
dips her like claw in ink.
I do have an ink pot in my bag.
Yes.
Perfect. You can paint her nails.
I guess I'll sign it. I'll come.
Anne.
She signs it, but not as her government name, just Anne.
That's fine.
That's fair.
All right. Vendor, you've gotten all of your party to sign this. You return it to Duvessa, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you know what? Do you guys want to see the speaker, or should I just drop this off and then we'll get on our way?
There's another one of you.
No. Well, actually, there's quite a few of me here. Not exactly like me, but there are a lot of. If you mean prelates here, there are a lot of those. But
There's probably about like 20,
that's a lot.
or at least that in the dining hall the other day. It was filled with like 20 people, not including you.
Yeah, there's like 20, not including me. Hey, Azura.
What did I do?
That, you just did it again.
Pathological. She's been in wolf mode too long. It's getting to her.
I mean,
But I'll say that he turns that into Duvessa Shane. It gets filed away, and then I'll let you guys as a party decide how you want to go about going, where you're trying to go, and if there's any housekeeping things
Or shopping that you want to do beforehand. I will also say that unless you want to keep a bloodstone, I will let you sell those bloodstones for each. So, and then divvy it up however you want amongst the party.
I think they're 50 gold each, right?
I believe so.
your
What
mic
you were
is
saying.
kind of cutting out recently.
God fucking damn it! It's
It
been
has
doing
been, yeah.
that.
I've heard.
It's been doing it all day
Yeah.
for all of you.
Just didn't want to be rude.
But it was easy to piece what you
A little bit
together.
Yeah, that's
Why?
why
What changed?
Other than my fucking mic cables shit in the bed.
It's probably the mic cable.
I don't think it is, but it might be. Because it was happening to when I was talking to Lance last night. It wasn't happening to anyone else.
Yeah.
I think it's just like Discord issues between your mic and whatever, or just mic in general.
Weird.
Because it is 6 of us in the same call.
Perchance. All right. Yes, I believe that they are 50 gold each. Let me just double check really quick. But while I'm double checking, are there any things that you guys want to do as, it's the beginning of the day. It's probably only like 10 o'clock right now. Not even 10 o'clock. It's probably... No, yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I'll say it's 10 o'clock.
Perhaps we should get some supplies for the roads. Salted fish or something. You want some salted fish, Azura?
I could go for some salted fish, but if there's always a lake or a river nearby, I can happily fish for all of
Yeah, it's 50
Try
gold
this
each.
polar bacon that you were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, you simply must try it.
Simply must.
I will warn you though, it is a bit pungent at first, but it goes down well enough.
Okay.
It's not that
That's
bad.
that went in too well.
Yeah, you want to go get some polar bacon?
Yeah, if you guys want to go get some polar bacon,
There's a polar deli.
I'll come and
Uh,
watch.
You go to a deli, sure. You get some like salted meat and cured meats. Check something.
Hmm.
Of
course, I got a bunch of tabs pulled up that aren't useful right now. If you guys want to stock up on like rations, stuff like that,
Yeah,
we can skin it to be whatever you want, like cured meats, stuff like that.
I saw the fish because I imagine there's probably not a lot of like berries and stuff up here for like typical ration.
Yes, you haven't noticed a whole. I mean, there are some fruits and stuff. There's a lot of root vegetables and fibers, I guess, but not a lot of like kale, lettuce, stuff that requires not winter climates to grow. But yeah, you see that a lot of the stuff up meat and bread is bread, but it's also not like
probably a lot of
super plentiful. There's not a lot of hardtack, nuts, dried fruit that has been imported from the south, jerky, bacon, salted meat, stuff like that. To add one instance of rations is 5 CP, I believe.
Okay, 5. That's pretty good.
And one instance of rations is like a day of food, I would say.
Okay.
I already have 10 days of rations in my bag.
Does anyone else require rations?
But yeah, if you also want to like snack on some of this stuff, it's fine.
Gotcha.
True. I know Azora can catch us food, but if we're in a situation where there's no river or wildlife, I think food would be good to have on hand,
If any of you snack on the jerky or the polar bacon, it is a very fatty bacon. But to that point as well, I'm gonna say you get some to go, but you also get some like grilled and cooked to eat. Same as he would have had it this morning. You don't notice any weirdness to the taste of it. It's fattier, but it's not particularly pungent or weird.
Man, you really didn't sell this that well, but this is really good.
What do you mean? Maybe it's like
Taste this.
No, I had it. I'll try it.
Same as this morning.
Oh God! You have a stronger stomach than I. Oh.
Do you really have that weak of a stomach?
But I wouldn't say weak, but I'm definitely not accustomed to this kind of food.
Is there anything anyone else wants to
Does
do?
anyone else need rations? I'm buying, by the way. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I see. I know that Nikki says she's gonna. Nikki says Davia wants a blanket, so we can just run that. Really, we'll just add a blanket to her inventory when she comes back.
Sure.
I already have 10 days of rations, so.
You're good. What about you, Anne? Do you need rations?
I'm full up on rations. Sorry, I was hard muted.
Okay. Azura, you want some?
No, thank you. I'll be fine. I have some rations as well.
Okay. Well, I buy 10 days worth of rations for myself. Try to do a good thing for people, and they just. Refuse.
I think the Morning Lord is a bit cranky.
I love the narrative that you understand so little about the idea of organized religion that like, oh no, he's talking about himself.
He's crazy.
Like it's his stage name or his whatever.
The Morning Lord thinks himself generous.
Right. Just trying to wonder why he's talking in third person all the time. It's fine.
What a weirdo.
It's definitely not a Waterdeep thing.
The wolf.
Excuse me, but you asked me to do this job for you, to talk to a bunch of other wolves.
I just thought
I'm
that maybe you
prepared.
want some work. You want work, right?
Of
Talk
course,
some
that's why I'm
wolves.
fully prepared. I'm
You better work.
prepared.
You're
That's why
already in
I'm
character. Look at you. You're already a wolf. They'll love you.
I don't know about that now.
You have a
Well,
certain set of
It
skills.
might help me.
You're invaluable to
nice-
the cause, Azura, is what I'm saying. This quite literally
thank
couldn't happen without you. Normal adventurers would just go kill all the wolves. We're going to try
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Right.
get to the root of the cause, the problem, you know?
I see.
Because even the animals deserve to feel the change of the Morning Lord.
I agree, Sir Morning Lord.
No, again, I'm Evander. I'm not the Morning Lord.
Well, I have to change
You
the name of
increased the
Discord
count.
now from Shiny Man to Morning Lord.
I'm
So
sorry.
you talk about
Okay, is there any
Morning
other
Lord.
is there any other housekeeping that you guys want to do before you head out of town?
Can we sell the bloodstones?
Yes, you can add 50. Each of you can add 50 GP to your wallets, I guess, and then there is an extra set of 50 GP left over.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we just split that 5 ways.
If you want. If you do split it 5 ways, then add 60 GP to your wallets individually.
I'm adding 10 more.
Oh my god.
This may be the last time you want to do that.
Oh, okay.
On our way out of Brinchender, I'm looking for boar people. I'm looking for anyone who looks like they're down on their luck.
Don't give him any money.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to me. Now I understand you were talking to them. It was like maybe you don't want to give him money.
I was like, damn. And then I realized.
Oh, I think
but
it was.
if we don't have his money, then we can't buy things.
At least Anne recouped her loss of 20 gold.
Buying their
you
silence.
lost 20 gold this morning, Anne?
Did
you lose a bet?
No.
Did you purchase something?
No. Well, I guess I knocked the wheel off of a wagon.
So wait,
How did they ride away if they were missed a wheel?
They put the fucking narrator. They just got the fuck out of there.
They were running away so fast.
They fucking they rickshawed the wagon. They picked it up and then fucking.
Yeah, no, I just imagine one of the gnomes just holding the wheel up and the other one's just
like the Cars movie.
They're gnomes. They fucking magically tinkered the wheel back on.
Yeah, the gnomes wrapped their feet around each other and held hands and became a wheel.
Oh my god.
That's great.
60 for each of you.
Okay, I added it. And then where are we going first?
Well,
the good meat is on the way, right?
To Dugan's Hole.
Yeah.
But if you have somewhere else you need to go, I'm happy to.
Oh, it
Like,
is.
and on our journey there, where are we going first?
Oh, we have to go to the East Gate and travel along the East Way, apparently. Or we could just cut right across the tundra and forego any advice or warning from everyone here.
Do you have good boots?
Yeah, I've got great boots.
Can I buy
Does
like?
everybody else have good boots?
I'm gonna buy good boots real quick just to make sure.
You gotta get some good boots.
Oops.
Yeah, you can go to a general store.
You know, if you were to join the Morning Lord, he would provide you with good boots.
That's
I thought
good
you
enough.
was the
That's good
morning
enough.
wood.
Oh no.
Can I like join in as a joke and be like, hey, yeah, no, where's the boots?
There's a.
Where are the boots?
I heard from Evander that there's a special right now.
If you do want to buy like winter gear, we can do that absolutely. So you said I'll have Thavia take you guys to that general store that she got the map at, and in it there's like it's. I don't want to liken too many things here to like modern conveniences, but it's very ski lodge here. So there's like a lot of stuff that you would need for the area, just conveniently here. It's pretty. I don't know what I was gonna say. Dick's Sporting Goods, but meets ski lodge. There's coats, there's boots, there's like actual like equipment, there's camping equipment. It's like a big general store. And I feel like when I say general store, there's a certain image that comes to mind, but it does gear as well.
So would the best description be like
hello, summer blowout.
yeah, that one?
Yeah, I just sent
That
that
was
in
the
there.
cousin.
Hello, big fall blowout. I don't. Well, I'm gonna have to do that now because I don't remember the voice or the name of the guy I gave it originally. So yeah, you walk in and you want to procure boots, right?
Yes.
So you can get like cold weather gear, which I'm gonna say you already have. I'm gonna say you pick some of that up in Luskin. But you can also buy like you see like in like the boots section. There's a nicer pair of boots than maybe you got in Luskin. Ones that are like ones in Luskin are maybe designed for winter in Luskin, whereas the ones here are definitely like made better, probably made here for the life here. So they're just generally nicer. I'll say that a pair of boots is like I don't know, 3 silver. If you wanted a pair, but next to them there's like a pair of crampons, and then next to those you see like snowshoes as well.
Okay.
Crampons would be 2 GP, and then snowshoes would also be 2 GP if you wanted those. Cold weather gear, a set of cold weather gear goes for 10 GP. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna just charge you only like 3 SP for the boots themselves. Even though I should probably do GP, but I'm not gonna. So like what exactly are you here to buy? You just new boots, or do you want the other stuff as well?
Probably the boots to start out, but yeah, no, just the boots.
All right. If you deduct 2 SP and you get like a nicer pair of boots. Anything anyone else wants to run here? Thavia, I know you wanted a blanket. And you see that they have like these really like heavy duty like wool like woven winter blankets. Very comfortable. They double as a like a robe in a way. I don't know if they're called robes, but like a cloak. They double as a cloak, so that there's like a little clasp on one end of it, so that you can clasp it around your neck. There's a hood aspect to it, but then also you can just kind of like clasp it at the bottom as well, and then the hood is big enough that you can pull it over your head and use it as a kind of a blanket or as a sleeping bag.
I'm buying the Snuggie. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it doesn't have sleeves, so it's technically not a sluggy. It is just a big blanket.
A sluggy.
Yeah, that's what it is. It'll be a Sluggy instead of a Snuggie.
That is going to be. I'll say that's 1 GP.
Oh, slay.
Anything else? Or are we ready to move on?
What else would we need? Like, how long do we know how long it's going to take to get to each of these locations?
I will say that you can just ask around. Like you can ask the shopkeepers. Like, oh yes, it's about on foot. I would say roughly 6 hours from here to Goodmead. If you were going to East Haven, a little bit longer for that last bit of the trek, 7.5 hour. And then from Goodmead beyond, I'm not overly familiar with that.
Okay. Can I buy an axe for chopping wood?
Yes, of course.
No way. That is crazy.
Listen, I gotta
Oh,
keep the fam warm
Woman.
somehow.
Is there any like
yeah, you
climbing
can
gear
buy
like
that.
harnesses?
Sorry, one second. The axe I'm just gonna say is 3 GP as well.
Okay.
And then you said climbing gear?
Yeah, like the climbing harnesses or sled dog stuff, you know.
Okay, well,
You know,
do you want climbing gear or do you want sled dog shit?
both.
Yes, okay. There's
Yes.
both. Yeah, yes, I do.
She says this
Because I
in her
mean,
wolf form still, like she walks into the store.
Oh dear. A winter wolf has entered my store. He kind of just faints behind the desk.
Just I forgot. You think he'll be okay? I just go around the counter and start poking him with my snout.
Oh, so this is how I die.
You're not going to die, I promise you. I
Eh?
just need gear.
Oh, you're very small for a winter wolf.
I'm also very fluffy.
Yeah, well, winter wolves, I've been told, can be very fluffy. They look like snow, but like large piles of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my mistake. You're with these customers here?
Yes, I am.
I see. And what was it you were looking for? As he's picking
Preferably,
himself off the ground.
preferably, like the harnesses, climbing or pulling sleds.
Well, we have. I don't sell sleds themselves. I sell dog harnesses. 100. Absolutely. There's a. I have a nice set here for 10 GP.
I'll take one.
He kind of like takes it off and just kind of like puts it on the desk and just kind of like waits for the money.
So I just casually transform back into a dragonborn
Oh
and start
my!
fishing my pocket.
Oh, a druid. Makes infinitely more sense. My mistake. As he's fucking like wiping the sweat from his brows, this fucking like wolf was in his shop.
Talking to him, he could have went insane.
This is a really bad trip.
Sorry, is anyone else seeing this?
That's we're
I
all
just
in
keep-
there. It doesn't like scare us at all.
Who are you
I
talking
just
to?
sheepishly like hammering the gold because of the fact that I felt so bad.
All right. Yeah. So that's you hand him 10 GP, and then if you're looking for climbers kits, they also have those for 25 GP.
Jesus.
Mm,
In this
Jesus.
economy?
That's
Yes,
crazy.
morning
So
wood.
for the dog harness, I just used saddle logic, and
These
saddles go for
Icewind
10.
Dale tariffs are insane.
Well, so the climbers thing is a climbers
Yeah.
kit, so you're getting a lot of stuff like all in one.
That
So a climber's kit
So-
includes special pittons, boot tips, gloves, and harnesses. You can use the climber's kit as an action to anchor yourself. When you do, you can't fall more than 25 feet from a point where you anchored yourself, and you can't climb more than 25 feet away without undoing the prior anchor and setting a new one.
Okay, so it would kind of make just a little more sense. All right.
Correct.
So I would just type in saddle, right?
You can put sled harness.
Oh, okay. Sled.
Lid.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong. Yeah.
And then
No,
if you
sled
want
harness.
if you want to add a climber's kit to your inventory, you can do that. That is an actual item.
Okay. So hold on, because it doesn't seem like there's a sled harness.
No, the sled harness is not an actual thing, so you can just like make a note.
Custom.
There's a way to add there's a way to add custom items. We can do that later.
Okay.
But for now, just like make a note saying that in my inventory, I have a sled harness. I have a dog harness, a dog sled harness, and then in your inventory, you can actually add climber's kit.
Okay, hold on.
Do you sell walking sticks here, or quarterstaffs, or know anyone who?
Oh
would?
yes, of course. You see it kind of in that section where the snowshoes were and stuff. There's like a whole like hiking, traveling setup over there. Where was it? It's just on it.
Woo. Awesome. At least now we have gear to actually pull all of you. Securely. Securely, mind you, not by ropes.
Of course, it's not gonna just fucking show me the damn thing. Yeah, but you see a bunch of like walking sticks and stuff. I'll just say that you can buy one for, like, they're like well made, so 1 GP.
Sure.
It's just a stick.
And do you have any? This might be strange, but do you have any like like leather balls?
Leather balls, as
Yeah, like a ball
in
that you could throw and have an animal bring it back to you.
oh, potentially. He's going to look to see if he has like some pet supplies, but it's mostly along the lines of that sled dog stuff. So it's like equipment for them, like snow boots for them. Da 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 da. Give me a luck check. Roll just with like a d20.
All right.
You want high?
Where's the just? Oh, bottom left, right. Well, I never get high, so 5.
5. He's like, no, unfortunately, we do not. The closest thing we have is maybe some rope that you could tie into a knot or a ball or a chew toy of sorts.
Ah, darn.
Terribly
And
sorry.
here's me just in the back looking very intrigued.
Oh well, can't be helped. Thank you anyway, sir.
Yes, of course. Thank you all for your patronage. Hope to see you sometime soon. All right. We'll never meet that NPC again.
Ever again.
I'll forget he
Let's
exists
kill him.
tonight.
Whoa.
I bet you will.
He'll reside like for the rest of his life in the video.
Let's sneak into his shop at night and find out where all those dog balls are residing.
For real.
Got a secret underground Petco.
Investigation into his
He's
like
got a sweatshop.
sweatshop.
All right.
Machine factory.
What are your
He's
guys'
got a bunch
next
of gnomes making balls.
steps?
You
just heading out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys make for the east gate. You know that you have about a 6-hour walk from here to Goodmeads, about 18 miles of straight walking. The road is present. We'll roll for weather to see just generally how the climate is during this trip. And then how traveling works in D&D is that if you travel at a normal pace, you travel about 3 miles an hour, and you can travel for 24 hours or 24 miles in a day. If you want to push yourself beyond that limit, you can, but you'll have to start rolling for you have to start rolling checks to make sure to see if you get exhausted or not. Exhaustion is a I was gonna call it a stat. It is a condition, and it comes in 6 levels basically. So at level 1 of exhaustion, I'll just explain this to you. It's kind of irrelevant right now because none of you are there. At level 1, Your speed is reduced. Hold on. Where the fuck is it? Justin levels. Okay, you're not giving me the correct thing. At level 1, you have disadvantage on ability checks. At level 2, your speed is halved. At level 3, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. At level 4, your hit point maximum is halved. At level 5, your speed is reduced to 0, which means you can't move anymore. And level 6 of exhaustion, you just die.
That's crazy.
You're not down. You're not making saving throws. You are just dead.
You change into the embrace of the Morning Lord.
Oh my.
The golden escalators descend.
I still thought you was the Morning Lord, I swear.
No. I'm just a messenger for him. Think of me like his assistant.
Do you give him letters? Do you
I pray
write
to him.
messages? So you just whisper into your mind like some old
I don't
rich
always whisper.
babe.
Sometimes I chant or sing.
So
sometimes I stand on a box with this cone-shaped instrument that helps amplify my voice.
Oh, a lot of people do that. They get sent to an asylum.
Asylum?
So organized religion is out. Asylum is a known fact for her.
She heard it on the way. She just knows the word.
She heard it on the wind.
That's what happens.
Wild.
She's got a weird patchwork of knowledge. It's anyone's guess to what she knows about any given subject.
All right. So I will ask two things. One, I will ask, what pace are you guys going at? It's not too important, but I will ask for pace anyway. And then I will ask one of you to make a roll to see what our weather is like. As a matter of fact, let me determine weather first. Let's have... There's not a lot of rolling today. Let's have Thavia. Roll me a d4.
Sacrifice.
What shape is that?
It's the
Pyramid.
triangle.
Triangle? Okay.
The all-seeing eye.
I thought it was a circle.
Wait, I don't know if that's Yippee yet.
Four? All right.
Yeah.
Weather is clear.
Okay.
So it is a Yippee.
Okay, it is a Yippee. That's why I was like, I don't want to preemptively say Yippee, actually.
Now, is there a pace you guys are traveling at? Fast, normal, or slow?
Normal.
Probably normal.
Normal? Right on.
Where do we want to cut? Do we want to just go the path, or do we want to cut through?
Let's not take unnecessary journeys or roads. Let's just stick to the road.
All right. I'm going to say time passes. I will have... What do you guys think your travel is like? What are you guys doing whilst traveling? You have 6 hours to go before you're there as you start leaving. How do you guys walk there? Is it just dead silent for 6 hours of walking? 18 miles of snow and ice.
I do the obnoxious thing, and as we're walking along, I hum and sing hymns of the Morning Lord.
Oh god.
To help with the travel,
You know, I really thought that you were about to say like the whole I Spy game, but this is worse.
Oh yeah, no, this is much worse.
No, shit.
What's there to spy out here? I spy something white. Is it snow? Yeah.
Some trees on our right. I spy some green.
Yeah, there's occasional evergreen trees around here. It's not just
I
full
s-
tundra. But yeah,
I
it's mostly white.
spy something blue.
Is it a vendor?
It's the sky.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. I was gonna say I spy something shiny.
The sky's gray.
Is it gray?
Yes, it is overcast. It is matter of
Ah.
fact, since you got to the other side of the mountains, and you know this because you used to live in the mountains. One side of the mountains always had clouds over it. This side of the mountains always has clouds over it. Like the sunlight kind of seeps through a little bit, but not enough to really warm anything. It's one of the things that keeps this place so cold all the time.
Gotcha.
I sing the. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but it's I've got the joy, 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 joy. But instead of Jesus, I say morning Lord.
Oh my god.
So many more syllables than Jesus.
That sounds like a tongue twister.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
No, he sings it like really fast. He's like, morning Lord.
My lord.
So funny.
All right, we know what he's doing. Azura is playing I Spy. Cassian, Thavia, and what are you guys doing? How do you spend your travel?
I just I just keep walking, listening to everyone like around me. I'm just kind of in my own head, searching around just to make sure no one's like tailing or doing anything around us.
You're,
right,
you're making sure nobody's following us, and Anne's dragging her hammer through the snow like a very clear divot in the ground.
The snow.
She's not thinking too much.
That's great.
Tavi just has the map out, making sure that they're going the right way.
Yeah.
Tavia, are we going the right way?
So far.
It's a lot of snow out here. Are we going the right way?
She's doing the fucking. Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
See, I was thinking more like directionally challenged because everything looks the same to her. So it's where I'm going to Tavia, asking for reassurance, like we're going the right way, right?
Like
Yeah,
every few
right?
minutes.
We're not lost, are we?
Promise we're not. Promise.
All right. After about 6 hours of 6 hours of travel, basically, or
Just saw that picture.
I just had to fucking find that. Every time you say dragging your hammer, so I think of some kid dragging his blanket, maybe think of Linus. Where did I put it? Where is Prince Shandir? There we go. Yeah, so 6 hours goes by. It's uneventful, and eventually you arrive at Goodmead. Unfortunately, they don't give me a description right off the bat for Goodmead. Did I write one down, I hope?
Mead flows from the fountains in the square.
That'd be awesome if it did. Well, I will at least show you a map of Goodmead. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right.
It is a squat little town. It is not walled. It is a smaller town than Brinchendir. It is not one of the larger towns of the area, but you enter from the top up here. You enter from the east way. Where the fuck is it?
Look at that, Azora. We're right on lakeside. You could fish.
Fish!
What a change of pace.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you see there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on in Goodmead. There's people running back and forth. There's a lot of activity here. A little different than in British Shandir, or maybe the town is just small enough that all of the activity is more centralized. It is nestled between red waters and a nearby evergreen forest. This town's squat dwellings, adorned with carvings of dinosaurs and serpents, are overshadowed by the two-story structure of the mead hall. Its eaves carved and painted to resemble wyverns. You see many coat of arms hanging up from buildings in this town, which is of a white shield with a mug of ale on it, with the handle for that mug looking like a stag's antler. Is there anything you wish to do whilst in town, or are you just passing through?
I want to try that mead.
Yeah, we're
bro.
trying that mead. For sure.
The mead. Yes, you know that this town is called Goodmead, so it must be good. But you see a lot of hustle and bustle. There's a big mead hall going. I'm going to say you head over to the mead hall, which would be, I don't know why I clicked on that. That is
Mead
not
hall? Like town hall?
image. Meadhall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, mead hall isn't like a place where people go to drink.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Think
The
of
bar.
think of
Yeah,
the
it's like a
place
bar.
from How to Train Your Dragon. It's the mead hall.
The mead mall.
Well, which yes, technically like the town where they also conveniently meet up.
You see a large two-story I was gonna say oak, but it wouldn't be oak, it would be pine building. Very immaculate masonry mixed with wood and wood carvings. The smell of honey and mead fills this area, along with some smoked meats, but very much the smell of honey and mead. It is filling. It has a large fire heated space dedicated to bee husbandry and the nurturing of beehives. It is visible. It's kind of like an attraction. So you can see some of them off to the side, but they're like cordoned off, separate from the meat hall. But you know, it's right next to each other. It's like when you go to Disneyland and the Pirates ride is right next to the restaurant. The droning of bees can be heard throughout the town, though most of the residents seem to be accustomed to the buzzing and pay it no mind. What the fuck? Okay. I will say it's been 6 hours of travel. You come to rest, you come to eat. If you want to procure some whatever, I will say that it will be 2 gold for food and drink. Mostly for drink though. Anyone who wants to.
Damn. This is like park prices, like Disneyland park prices.
Well, them's the breaks. Times are tough. I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves about how you want to go about doing what you want to do. If you want to rest here in the town or just push forward.
I mean, we can get meat here, but we could also come after we go fight or go down to.
I will say you've been traveling for 6 hours, and you know that it is another 4-hour trip to Dugan's Hole.
Oh, never mind.
You can push if you want.
I think resting would be wise.
Yeah, resting would be 100% better.
I concur.
Gives us a
Mead.
good opportunity to try the mead.
Meat in bed.
And fish.
And fish.
Okay, give me 1 second.
How crowded is the meat hall?
It's very crowded, but most of it seems to be with work and not customer base, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Which seems a little. Everyone seems to be in go mode, and it's unclear as to why.
Can I insight into like everyone around us and why everyone's in that mode?
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
15.
15. Everyone seems to be concerned. There's a look of worry. There's a look of fear, and there's a look of anger on a lot of people's faces.
Hey guys.
That's the general vibe you get from basically everyone right now.
Okay. Well, I'll inquire. I'll ask around, like, hey, it seems like everyone's kind of in a fritz. Is there anything wrong?
Oh yeah, something's wrong, all right. 2
What
days
happened?
ago, we've had 3 casks of mead stolen. Everybody's working overtime to try and make up for it. We got shipments we have to deliver. The rest of the towns depend on us. And then, he stops a second to tell you that, and then he carries off. And he shoves off. And then you see another guy pipes up. If we can't meet orders, we can't get paid. If we can't get paid, we can't get supplies we need from the other towns. Our whole industry revolves around this mead.
Right. Didn't we save some mead for those before we came all the way over here?
What was that?
The meat barrels. Then we managed to get a few for the dwarf and on the sled before we left.
You didn't get any.
Well, no, I mean like we
You
brought it
saw
back.
some. So
Yeah.
the thing that they were transporting was mead, but then some of the things that were the other things that were in there were basically barrels of gunpowder.
Okay.
And they hold on, let me look at this.
Welcome back.
You see them running around. They're talking about how what did I say? Oh yeah, that they're trying to make up for this. Not to mention this Speaker Railsbarrow has been killed. Fucking a figure in cold weather gear lurched out of the woods a few days ago into plain view, running as fast as he can to the deep snow. Slung over his back are a pair of animal traps. Oh, never mind. That's not what I'm supposed to read to you.
Oh,
That's what I'm
spoilers.
supposed to narrate as happening. But that's fine. We're gonna skip past that. But they basically tell you this part's hard to fucking. I always hate these parts of modules. It's fucking. They don't give you enough. What they tell you, what you piece together from various rushing around humans, dwarves, halflings, is that 2 days ago, a Verbeeg, which is a large giant-like creature, stole 3 casks of ale, like large casks of ale, as they were being loaded onto a dog sled bound outward of town. The town speaker, whose name is Kendrick Railsbarrow, tried to prevent this, and the Verbeer killed him. The townsfolk are upset at this. That's like the anger you felt, you incited out of them, was like they are angry that this has happened. They want revenge, but also they know that as far as the town is concerned, they need to make sure that order gets made up. So half of them want revenge, but can't do anything because they have to work to make up for the absence that it is presented. And the other half, I'm not gonna say the other half don't want revenge, but the other half are just in full like panic mode about like, what do we do? This, like, our speaker is dead. We need someone to fill the shoes. We're behind on a massive it's not like a barrel of ale. It's a large cask. It's like as big as a car of ale.
Gosh.
Yeah, they were bound outward. And so there's this general panic about town, but all of the panic is very, I don't want to say organized. All of the panic is being directed into work. And there's a general dissatisfaction about it as well. We got to do all this work again. We got to do this all fast. We got to make sure that we're ready. The guy who like helped organizing, was the leader is dead. You guys find
Perhaps we
yourself
could
in a meeting.
inquire with some people about the theft of the ale. Maybe we could track that down for them. Then they'd be ahead because they're putting all this work in now to catch up from where they were. If they got that ale back, they'd be ahead. They could take some time off.
True.
That's the kind of change this place needs, I think.
A break.
More breaks.
I agree. Morning Lord.
Yeah.
Or just face bomb.
So you want to investigate?
Yeah.
I'll do what we did with the doors as well. What are you guys doing to investigate? Is there any? They basically told you all of this. Is there anything that you want to track down? Because, and are you doing this solo, or are you commissioned to be like, hey, what if we went and found it? How are you guys approaching this?
What? I'll just flag down a random person. I attempt to stop someone from working as much as they don't want to. I'll walk and talk with them if I have to. I've got a couple of questions. Do you mind answering them?
You see this like barmaid is like rushing around trying to get drinks out and stuff. It's like, yes, sure, walk and talk. Let's go.
Okay, who's standing in for the speaker?
Presently, no one.
Okay.
Hi, yes, here, table 3. Here's your order. Yes, of course.
Okay. Yep. Pleasure to meet you, table 3.
You see, the table 3 is just like some people on the lunch break.
Did he have any family here?
Family? No, I don't believe he did. I believe they were single.
Look, who can we talk to about wanting to find your thieves and bring back the missing ale? Need.
If you would, we would. The whole town itself would be absolutely delighted if you could bring it back. But unfortunately, we don't have anything we can really pay you with, which is why no formal request has been.
I care not of payment.
Wonderful.
Could you just point me in the direction of someone who could help me with maybe someone saw something, or maybe there's some more information about these thieves?
Yeah, she's like rushing around. It's like, and she like whips around really quick and gestures to like the back corner of the meat hall, where there is a man in like a green cloak, just kind of like hanging out, nursing a flagon of mead.
Finally,
And
someone who's
some
not working.
Oh no, not since he got injured.
Not
Not since he got
welcome.
injured.
Oh, I'll go over there. Hello, sir.
Greetings.
I heard you were injured. Are you okay? Do you need assistance?
Oh, I'm fine. And he like injured. Is that what they told you? And then he like swings out his leg, and you can see that his foot is gone, and then in its place is just kind of like a prosthetic.
I don't think I can heal that one.
That is offensive, Morning Lord.
How is that offensive? How? You know what? We don't have time for this. Sir, we're trying to get to the bottom of your mead issue. We want to find the thieves and bring your mead back. Do you have any information?
Don't we all? Do I have information? Why, yes, I do.
Barkeep, get this man another drink.
I won't say no to that. Absolutely.
Actually, how much is your mead here?
The meat here. I think we said it's 2 gold.
2 gold.
Yeah.
That's for food and drink.
Yes, if anybody, well, yeah, if anybody does any drink oriented stuff right now, they're going to charge 2 gold. They're in panic mode. Also, if anyone did pay the 2 gold, it's crazy good mead.
How many people are inside this establishment right now?
As customers or as workers?
Customers.
Customers probably about 7. Not including you guys.
All right. Is there a bell at the counter? You know, where I don't know.
Are you trying to order?
Does he have to take a number?
I'm ordering for the whole bar.
Jeez.
Oh no, you just you spoke that out, and everybody's like, yeah. But then, of course, the waitstaff are like, oh fuck, all right, let's go, go.
Yeah, I'll gladly pay the. It's 14 gold. These people need that. They need a good drink. They need some kindness from the Morning Lord. A change of pace around here, really.
Increase the counter.
Yep.
Morning Lord, you truly are generous.
Again, it's a vendor.
I don't know who Evander is.
You lost one from around here, are you? You've got an air about you.
No, we're from all sorts of places.
Except for Zura.
Well, no, she's from the mountains, right?
But around I meant like in Icewind Dale.
Well, I don't know if you guys know that. I think most of you met her in Luston.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, she's from Luston, I think.
Then yeah, no one knows.
I can tell you what I know. Better yet, I can show you what I know.
Oh, even better.
As he like finishes the drink you gave him. All right. Follow me. And as he begins like lurching out the door, peg leg and step. Despite the injury, he still moves with like a grace that you wouldn't expect from somebody without a proper foot. And he begins taking you through town. But before we get to that, I'm going to end the session here because it is already almost 4.
Ole mole.